Welcome to SpawnCast episode 127. We were fighting with Restream was doing some weird stuff, right, Evan?
Oh yeah,
it was going crazy. But I think we got it worked out. We're down to one stream this time. We're trying to multi-stream to YouTube. We're trying to break new ground here. See, I make it the second channel now. Sean's trying to do a wrestling channel, so now I'm coming up with new ways to take over YouTube with dual streams on YouTube. But Sean, when is that second channel starting?
I need to do it. I'm kind of taking off tomorrow because I'm going to hang out with family, so I might just set everything up. I know I said that last Sunday too, but
you did.
I mean it this time.
Okay, you mean it this time. Tables, ladders, and Sean, right?
Yes. This is the next Pro Controller saga.
This is gonna be the second channel. Hey man,
starting the next channel.
I'm in for that second channel. That second channel will be fun though, man. Especially if it's like for wrestling stuff.
Oh yeah, it'll be a good time.
I mean, they're just giving you ideas with bubbly and everything, man.
A little bit of the bubbly. I want to be on a cameo for the bubbly. I need to come in there and say a couple things and then leave, and then promptly leave.
There will be a lot. There will be a lot of the bubbly on the channel.
I'm all for it. I support the bubbly.
Okay. Then you see we have OJ. That was Sean, by the way. You guys know Sean. Sean's here tonight. Then we have OJ.
Yeah, you know what? I had to represent my Hunter x Hunter today because I just found out that Hunter x Hunter was literally 1% away of getting a new game from Koei Tecmo and Gust, and damn Fairy Tail won. And you know what? I had to pour one out for Hunter x Hunter because I was this close after, and it was right there, and we're not getting it for right now. So it was so close. And you know what? All my users wanted to tell me now, but they should have told me before instead of linking me memes and stupid shit on Twitter. You know, they should have told me about this poll because there was a poll for this, Sean, and for everybody here, there was a poll for what game you want to see next in the anime. There was a poll for this, and nobody linked me it.
Listen, you could play as Gon in Jump Force if you want. So.
Oh, OJ's making a second. You're making a second channel too, right, OJ?
Yeah. Second channel's coming. We're doing anime stuff and we're doing skits. And
Max, are you making a second channel too?
God no.
Well, what is it going to be? Sega Saturn guy?
Well, technically, I've had a secret channel for years that I put stuff on, but there's nothing really. It's called, I think, Dreamcast Guy Plays. I tried to do a Let's Play thing years ago, and people stumble upon it every couple of weeks. But I mean, it's just like me playing driving games. Don't even look it up.
Yeah, my second channel is actually already done, and I already have 3 videos on there. It's just waiting to just go live because I need to do the art and all that. So I already recorded this stuff. It's already ready. I just got to get the art done and all that, and then we'll be good.
All right, very good. And we got Jordan. Jordan, what's going on, man? Wait, yeah, we did our first real episode of Film Wave. 8 channel. Hey, you have like 4 channels.
I have 3 solid channels. All right. I wanted to be the first to step out over the 2 and just jump to 3. Okay. I didn't want to be a follower. I wanted to be a leader. So you guys better start making 3rd channels.
It's coming.
But yeah, we did a Film Wave on your second channel.
That was fun.
And that was fun. We talked about the Joker film. Yeah, it was a good video. I hope people like that. So people keep asking, where's Film Wave? We did an episode.
We did. Hey, man. Hey, we'll be ready for Cobra Kai season 3, man.
Ooh, I'm already ready.
We'll be ready. We'll be ready for that. We're ready for The Boys season 2.
Dude, Boys season 2, I'm totally down for. I read the comics now just so I could be ready for it.
We'll be ready, man. We'll be ready. And then Nate's here with us, right? Nate, you're here?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Nate is here. All right, good. Good. And then we got Evan.
Yep.
Evan's with us tonight. So it was a boring. Nothing really happened this week. So it's gonna.
There was like no games that came out. There was, dude. I was so bored this week. Like
and nothing, man.
Nothing.
And I'm Dreamcast guy. You know, while we're doing intros. Hi.
Oh yeah. And then there is Max. Max is here. Dreamcast guy's here.
Damn! I feel real ostracized.
You jumped in with the boys and the other stuff, and you're already talking. And usually when that happens, we start rolling.
Confused
along.
John, man.
Yeah, it was all over the place. We're doing 2 streams over here, man. And for anyone asking, we'll be back on Mixer next week. They have to review us to make sure that we're family friendly. Sean goes off sometimes. So. They're doing something now where they're doing like a 24-hour thing on channels now to like partner, do whatever, I don't know, but we'll be back on there next week. So what's everyone been up to this week? What's everyone playing? What's everyone been doing?
Tons of Gears of War 5. Have we all been playing Gears of War 5?
Yeah, no, Sean hasn't been playing it.
No, I haven't had time.
He was busy playing NBA.
Damn right.
Oh, that's what you're spending all your time with?
Yes, a lot. Well, that and I don't know. I don't want to. We're about to go into Gears talk, so I don't want to. I don't want to.
We should probably just go quickly through Gears. I feel like a lot of people. It seems like there's not a lot of hype around it. A lot of people are kind of playing it, going, "This is beautiful," and then giving up. It has a lot of server issues right now. It's kind of hard to play it.
That's not the only problem. The game itself isn't optimized well.
There are some issues on the Xbox. So Jordan was about to go off stream, and I was like, you know what? Let us get on at least on stream before we start talking about it. It
literally crashes almost every once or twice a chapter or act within the game. It'll freeze and saving. It won't load enemies, which will cause a crash in the game. If you die, it just won't let you reset. You'll get in a death loop where it just shows the death screen. I've had to unplug, restart my Xbox about 17 times. My controller, literally, before I did this last reset, it worked on everything else but the game. It just wouldn't let me do anything else. I can control the whole Xbox but the game. And I don't know. So many problems. The game itself, as I've been skeptical of what they're going to do and all these changes. I am pleasantly surprised with the majority of the changes. And I have fully understood why the new focus is on Kate, the female character, even though I didn't really care too much about the side characters in 4, but I kind of rather wanted to play as her in this game, because when you start off playing in this game as Marcus Phoenix's son, James, he sucks. He's mean. He's a terrible person. And
he makes bad decisions and yells at people while they're trying to make good decisions. It's like, get this idiot out of here.
Exactly. So the second I got rid of him, I was like, no wonder I don't care. And then I just like the dynamic of Kate and Del for a while. Since you're with them for a while, they have this new open world-ish feature where you ride around on this thing called a skid, and you just kind of go through all of Act 2 is this icy wilderness, all of Act 3 is this desert wilderness, and that's just these huge open areas that you get to go and kind of go to your mission points, but can do some side missions. And they have refined the gunplay in this to kind of feel weapons have like a lot of different feeling to them. Every Lancer has their own feel, every different kind. The sniper feels a little bit better. The pistols are like on point. Like everything has a complete new structured way of how it works. Like the reloading system, you can reload anytime to get your whole ammo charged up, which is
action
nice.
Reload.
Exactly, which I like that feature, but it limits you, so you can't hit it right away. You have to like wait a few seconds and then do it again if you want to do it. So I'm enjoying Gears. Yeah, I'm at the end. I'm like one chapter left.
I know Evan's beaten it, and Evan's played some multiplayer, so I wanted to ask him as well, because he's played so much. Doesn't it feel like weapon damage is different? Because it feels like it's not that people have less health, it's that every gun does way more damage. Because I feel like I was blowing people apart.
I don't really have a comparison point. I stopped playing Gears after the second game because I just wasn't interested in continuing, but then this one came out and they had this interesting idea with semi-open world stuff and trying to get all that together, which I didn't enjoy. I thought it wasn't really well placed in it.
I can't tell if the weapons are less strong or the enemies are stronger at certain points in the game, because they do have new types of enemies, like in campaign-wise, right? Because I haven't really touched multiplayer. The armored guys, they take so much longer to just get their helmet off to hurt them, right?
Yeah.
You have to get special guns or do tactics to get around.
I hate that they have the big health bar. They have that huge, really annoying
they added
health
bars
bar
on tough enemies, yeah.
It looks really, it reminds me of Borderlands, and it feels weird to be shooting somebody, and it's just like, why is, like, in such a gritty game, it's weird to see a big cartoonish health bar pop up.
I feel like the shotgun is nowhere near as powerful as it used to be. Usually you just go up to an enemy, boom, they're blown up with the shotgun.
It's all about that revolver,
2 or 3
man.
shots.
It's all about that revolver.
No, yeah, the Bullock or whatever it's called.
Bullock.
That's I've used that one the most. It is the best for headshots. It works great. I will say the new tactics in the game are pretty cool. The way you can command Jack to do all these new stuff in the game to blind.
You can play as Jack in co-op.
Right, which I thought was really cool too. I mean, I'm playing by myself, so I haven't had anyone test it, but I thought it was pretty cool. Well, that's just me. Good old Jordan loser fringe. But
fourth channel
I
incoming.
like that there's a lot of fourth channel, a lot of tactics you can use. It's like a million different ways you can defeat enemies in certain areas, and I kind of like that feature a lot, and I'm glad that that's one of the changes they've actually added to the game, and I hope going forward that's a staple, because a lot of stuff they implemented in 4 are no longer here in 5, and they've completely, the coalition completely changed up how they want it, and if this is what they see the future of Gears, I'm okay with that, and I was very skeptical of it at first.
And
but
you're
I'm
playing,
okay with
you're
what
playing
they've
on
done.
you're playing on the X, right, Jordan? The Xbox One X?
Yeah, I'm playing on X. Yeah, so
so
it looks gorgeous.
it looks
one of the best looking
insane.
games I've seen.
It might be the best looking game this generation if you take performance into account at 60 frames.
It's
sure.
definitely in the top 3. It is definitely in the top 3.
Facial animations, no. I've seen some of the facial animations are still kind of waxy and not like fully detailed, but everything else, I think the lighting effects are the best part.
Ambient lighting and stuff. Yeah.
There's lights. It looks photorealistic, and I think that's impressive. The whole red sand area. Oh my gosh!
And they picked some.
Gorgeous.
They did some good things with color choice because Gears of War, the originals, were around the time of Next Gen Brown as a joke.
Yeah, it was all brown and gray.
When
it has color in it.
Yeah, when you're underground the first time and you're walking through like a greenish blue sewer, and then the light comes on from your robot, and it's like a blue tinged light. It just looks so nice.
Yeah.
Or just a fire, like there'll be, you're walking through a city on fire and there's actually appropriate reflections of the flames in glass, and like every time you like blow something up and the fire spreads a little bit more, everything actually gets like 5% brighter in the entire area as it actually would. It's definitely a new groundbreaking thing.
Yeah, it is a game. If you have an Xbox One X and you already have Game Pass, it's something to consider downloading just to see what your Xbox One X can do.
I will say this: if you're looking to play single player only, probably wait for it to go on discount, because at least 50% of this game is online. Like, you're gonna want to do online stuff.
But I mean, if like I said, it's gonna go on Game Pass next week, so like it's on there it's on there for Game Pass Ultimate technically now. But if you just have regular Game Pass, it's on there next week anyway, so you can just download it and try it out.
I severely hope they start getting some patches out here to at least get the game more stable. It really needs to be stable to keep running, because this is bad.
It's not a long game either, Sean. Evan said it took him like 8 or 9 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours.
Yeah, if that, right? Like it
and I did side quests. That was with side quest.
Yeah, so it's not like a super long game. There's what you said. There's like four chapters, 4 acts.
4 chapters. 2 are relatively open world. The rest are funneled.
Yeah, shortest. This is probably the shortest, one of the shortest Gears, aside from, I can't remember, was 1 long? I can't remember how long.
1 wasn't that long, no.
Yeah.
One was decent. So 1 was decent, 2 was really long, and then I think 3 was a little bit between 1 and 2.
I beat 3 recently, like last week, in about 7 to 8 hours, roughly. And I feel like this game, I'm doing about the same on that so far. It just feels short because there's only 4 acts now as opposed to 5, and they're only, some have 4, some have 2, like some of the acts are kind of thrown out there, and some are stretched out, some aren't. Like, you look at the wild open areas, some of them could be like, you can last this act as long as you want, or you could just not do side missions, go right over there, and boom, you're in the next chapter of that act. Which I literally had an act start off where it's like, okay, you can do this side mission, or just go right over there to your objective. I'm like, my objective's right here, I'm just gonna do it. Then it's like act 2, chapter 2. I'm like, oh, okay, that took 5 minutes.
What about Nate? Let's hear your thoughts. You're the resident Gears person.
I didn't really spend much time with the campaign yet, and I wanted to play some multiplayer, but Xbox Live crashed.
Okay, this was funny because last night I was like, I'm going to put some time into Gears right now. I'm going to roll through this, and I couldn't play it because Xbox Live was down. It was completely down last night, and I was like, great, all right.
Well, and the servers crashed to day 1 of the game. They crashed really bad. It was annoying. So day 1, you basically could not play. You would go and say, I want to play like a ranked match. It would spend about 30 minutes building the lobby, and you start playing. And as soon as one person started to lag, for some reason, the game would go, oh man, this is lagging. Let me fix that for you by resetting it. So you get back in the 30-minute queue. It was terrible.
Yeah. So Nate, you're the multiplayer guy. You probably didn't have a lot of fun the other past 2 days.
Well, I've only been able to play probably maybe 10 matches, and a lot of them have been populated by bots, or the matches are wildly skewed. Like, I had a match where it was me and 1 other player with 3 bots versus in a team fully composed of humans.
Yeah.
Like, well, you could have at least, designated maybe another one to us, at least try to even these odds a little bit. So, I'm not going to judge the game based on these opening days. I'll wait till the actual launch. Hopefully they fix the server issues and the online's a little more populated, because I don't think a lot of people probably picked up like the ultimate edition to get these 4 days early.
Right. Yeah.
So,
this week coming up, it'll be a little bit more populated on the servers, I'd assume.
So I'll wait a little bit, and next week will really be my deep dive into the Gears 5 multiplayer.
Okay. That sounds good. All right, Sean, let us know what you've been playing, man.
Man, I've been playing a lot of stuff. I played some Spyro on the Switch, which
I played that too.
I thought it looked better. I thought it looked better than I thought it was going to look.
Okay.
I was also impressed that in handheld mode it didn't have that Activision blur, because Crash Bandicoot and Crash Team Racing were both substantially blurrier in handheld mode than they were in docked mode. But with Spyro, it's not nearly as bad. So I thought that was a big win for the game. Still a good collection of 3 games. Spyro 3 is weird, though, the whole skateboarding thing. We've been playing a lot of Deadly Premonition.
Oh, good.
Deadly Premonition is on the Nintendo Switch. And I was a very happy boy.
It's a Game of the Year nominee.
Oh, gosh.
Right up there with Friday the 13th, man.
Y'all are terrible.
Deadly Premonition. Sean bought it there, and then you're going to buy it, the collector's edition, too.
Going to buy.
Badges.
That sounds like pretense. It needs to be past tense, because I've already bought it.
Yeah. You bought it, but you haven't received it yet. You
Oh yeah, I mean it just came out.
That's limited run, right? It's doing it. Is that
no,
right?
it's through Axis's website.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I might buy it. How much was it?
It was $49.99 for the collectors. You can get the physical for just $40.
All right, I'm probably gonna. I don't care about the collector's edition, but that's one of those games that I played a little bit. I think I played pretty far into it back in the day. That was one of those weird like Xbox digital only games last gen, right?
No, you could actually. They had a physical copy on the 360, because I remember stocking it one time, and I was like, "This looks stupid," and then I put it on the shelf and left.
Like, dude, it's seriously the most bizarre. Like, you never know what to expect. Just like even in terms of dialogue, like all of a sudden you'll be driving down the road, which is the driving is just horrible, and then he'll just start talking to himself about like random 80s movies and stuff, and it's like, why? And like you pick up a jar of pickles and it plays like scary music and stuff.
That's the game got like a 2 on IGN or something, right?
Yeah, but it got a 10 by Jim Sterling.
And IGN US gave it like a 2.5, and then IGN UK gave it like a 7.5. Like it's literally one of the most polarizing games ever. But
it has the Guinness World Record to be the most polarizing reviewed game of all time.
Really?
Yeah, that's not a fake thing. Like they actually boast about it in their press release, and they brag how IGN gave them a 2.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's weird. The reason I quit back in the day, I remember, is that it got so weird. I just literally didn't understand it. Where I got to a point where I was like, I have no idea what I'm investigating. I have no idea who I am.
Yeah, that's what makes it awesome, though. I love it.
Maybe they'll do some stupid stuff with the second one on purpose.
Well, I mean, that was obviously, we'll talk about the direct, but I literally shrieked when I saw that. I was like, what? There's no way. And then, of course, go on.
I was going to say, yeah, I was Googling. When they announced that, I was so blown away when they said Deadly Premonition 2. I started Googling it, and apparently there was no leaks. There was no anything. Like, one dude had basically coughed in 2018 and been like, be good if we did a Deadly Premonition 2, and that's about it.
It's probably easier to keep the leaks under wraps when there's 10 people developing the game.
Well, the funny thing is, someone actually told me that Deadly Premonition was potentially going to be and talked about during the Nintendo Direct, and I literally just laughed at him, and I was like, no, come on, there's no freaking way. And then like I was still stunned when it happened, because you don't expect that's not a game. It's not like the game sold great on anything. There was the Xbox 360 version, and then there was the
there's PS3
the PS3 director's cut. But I never played the PS3 director's cut, but I heard that like there's some things about it that aren't as good, because Joe from GameSack was asking, he was like, is it the director's cut that's on the Switch or the original? Because I like the original better. I don't like some of the stuff they did in director's cut, but I don't know what the differences were. And then playing a little bit more Astral Chain. I still got to finish that up. I'll probably finish that up tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm in like the 10th chapter right now on that, so I'm just about done.
Yeah. And then NBA 2K20 on the Switch.
Oh boy, they got you again.
They get. I mean, I'm going to look. I bought the games when they were just roster updates every year with little upgrades and stuff. But if you love basketball and you want to play a basketball game, the actual basketball is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. The other stuff, not so much.
You weren't holding out for NBA Live this year?
I don't think it's like they announced it stealthily during E3, but then it's still
coming out because they told their investors it's still happening. Dude, they're gonna like push that thing onto the Xbox store and the PlayStation store and just walk away. I bet it's gonna probably be terrible.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. It's definitely crazy to me how they're doing it. Like, there's been no footage of it or anything. It reminds me of when, like, what was it, NBA Live or NBA Elite 11?
Where like got canceled.
Well, yeah, it was NBA Elite 11. It came out like there's a couple hundred physical copies out there that sell for like $8 to $10 grand nowadays.
Is that crazy. The one with Jesus buying them?
That's Jesus buying them. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the best videos on YouTube.
It is.
Man,
how's the gambling in NBA?
See, that's the thing. Like, it's in my
NBA
team.
in the gambling game.
it's in my team and stuff, and like I think my team is stupid anyways. Like if I want to build a team, like I guess you're supposed to build a team and then you get better players and then you play with people online. But like that's not fun for me. Like I don't know.
Is that part of the story mode too? Like they have all that stuff in the story mode?
Yeah. Well, from what I see, I didn't even get far in the story mode because the story itself is so stupid. And
what happens in the story?
Dude, it's bad. Like,
tell us what happens.
Get some of that voice
I know it's bad. Go ahead, tell us.
It's just so stupid. Like, I couldn't even okay, so you create your character and then you play in a college game and like you play in your college game with your character, you get your stats, whatever. Okay, it's cool. And then something happens at the end of the college game, and then there's a cut scene, and then like I watch the cut scene and I'm like, okay, and then there's another cut scene, and then there's like drama, and then there's all sorts of weird stuff. And like I literally was just skipping cutscenes because I was like, I want to, actually play some basketball now. And it got to a point where like this chick comes into my college dorm room and my character turns around and he's like, it's like they're sending death threats to my mama. And I was like, okay, we're done here.
Wow. No, that sounds like a reason I'm buying it all of a sudden.
I thought this game was rated E3, man, or PEGI 3, man.
Sounds like Deadly Premonition.
I hate story modes in sports games.
Let's not compare the greatness of Deadly Premonition to the
voice acting
story mode of NBA 2K.
But
I gotta put his Deadly Premonition.
Voice performance wise, though.
Deadly Premonition might be that actually might be a good game to stream, OJ, because as Sean's saying, it's just a ridiculous game.
I think I might have to do that.
It'll blow your mind. You'll be like, it's like a Dreamcast game. Like it looks kind of like a Dreamcast game, and it plays sort of like a Dreamcast survival horror game. So keep that going into mind.
Or Omicron. Does anybody know Omicron, the Nomad Soul is? It was a Dreamcast game. It was the first game by David Cage. And basically in the game, anytime you die, instead of getting a game over, the first person to touch your body, you jump into their body. So if you walk in the street and get hit by a car and like a random hooker touches your body, you become that hooker and then you go to work as her and have to like go home and stuff. But it's on the Dreamcast. So everybody is like a puppet, like, hello, I am Hooker. Like, it's so bad. It's so Deadly Premonition is like that.
Wait, why are people touching your dead body? Why would a hooker go, oh, that's a dead guy, and go touch him?
But wouldn't you touch a dead body?
Everybody in that game immediately touches a dead body. There was a time where I was walking along and I got killed by a cop. There was like a robot cop killed me. Immediately, some like homeless guy runs up and smacks my body, and I'm walking around as a homeless guy. I don't know.
Evan, why don't you tell us about Daemon X Machina?
It's actually vastly improved over the last demo. I actually really liked it.
There's a prologue demo that's going to carry save data over, and you actually started playing it because you're going to, I guess, get the game this week.
I'm definitely getting the game. It was really fun. It felt a lot faster. I don't know if I was just missing something from the original, but they did some stuff to adjust it, and it feels more active. It feels a lot better.
Okay, so they actually did some work to the frame rate, visuals, controls, everything.
I don't think it felt nearly as sluggish as it did with the first demo. It felt very solid the whole way through.
Okay, I was concerned about that game because I haven't heard anyone really talk about it, and now they're out here claiming people's footage and stuff on YouTube.
That's why we're not hearing anyone talk about it. It's literally just them striking everyone down.
That you can't even use footage that they released themselves. Like you can't even use like treehouse footage. You can use They will claim everything. I've never seen before, by the way. I've never seen.
I thought Nintendo got this sorted out. I know Pokemon doesn't listen, but
it's not Nintendo.
Well, yeah, it's not Nintendo.
It's marvelous. It's marvelous. Yeah. Apparently, I thought they were just.
Was it a first-party game?
I don't know if
Nintendo is publishing and distributing in North America and Europe, but Marvelous is publishing in Japan, so they're going to hold the worldwide rights if they see footage on YouTube and strike it.
Yeah, I thought it was like a first-party Nintendo guy. I had no idea.
Yeah, because I thought it was just the cutscenes, but it looks like it's gameplay too that they're grabbing.
They'll claim anything on the game. They'll claim literally anything on the game. Like they actually stepped it up. It used to just be trailers, and you were able to use gameplay, from like Treehouse and stuff, and then, or your own gameplay. And then they said, "Oh no, we're gonna take it a step further." And then they started claiming gameplay too, like gameplay that from the demo, gameplay from Treehouse, everything. So I was like, these people are nuts. And then they started defending them. And then on Twitter, I got with Marvelous, the European branch. I'm like, these people are freaking idiots. So, okay, they obviously don't want people talking about this game. Fine. You want to go into September, but nobody talking about it?
Yeah, that game needs the help, man.
Oh yeah, it's coming out with Borderlands 3. Like it's just gonna get evaporated.
I have zero hype for it. It looks cool, but for some reason I just can't get excited about it. Maybe I'm just not in a mech mood, or something about it just doesn't look right. I never even installed the demo.
You have to maybe think of it differently than just a mech game, because it feels a lot like the old school Armored Core, but it has functions within it that's built around the concepts of Monster Hunter. So you're fighting giant mechs. You can bring friends in, and the customization of each individual suit, which they've started to show off a lot more in this demo. You can actually uniquely enhance things with basically like gems, almost like little mini upgrades that adjust how things are played. You can basically, I could build a complete weapons platform suit with like heavy cannons, crazy missile launchers. You could go all melee, speed in the air and all that, and we can fight a giant mech that just flies around, shoots hundreds of missiles in all directions. Like, it's crazy action tier for almost a Monster Hunter style battle.
Oh, okay, dude. I wish they advertised it like that, man. I love Monster Hunter.
And the thing is,
people talked about
and the thing is, they're talking about patching in PvP as well eventually. So you'll be able to just get into matches with your custom mechs against other people's custom mechs and just fight in cities.
Didn't they confirm that at the?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they confirmed the PvP. Yeah, I haven't got a chance. I've downloaded the demo. I haven't got a chance to play it, but everyone's talking about how good it is. And I am one of the ones. I originally saw the potential in the original demo. I'm like, well, this is old. All they got to do, like the game is put together solid. All they got to do is improve the controls and take the feedback, and it's going to be good. And people are just like, oh no, it's going to. I'm like, all right, y'all gonna just wait and see. I think it's going to be pretty good if they just improve some of the stuff, because that was an old build. So I'm glad to hear that, Evan, you're saying that the game is much better. Than I've had a lot of my users come out and say that it's a lot better too.
Yeah, but now we have the weird situation where no one's talking about it because they're claiming everything.
Well, they might claim this just for me speaking about it. We'll see how this works.
Like, you described it too well.
Yeah, like the game could end up being good, but I don't know what they want people to do if no one's talking about it.
Yeah, I'll just keep my mouth quiet on the game, because I have some not so good opinions of the game, so I don't want them coming after this video to strike it just because I talk negatively about it. So
what, of Daemon X Machina?
Yeah, that's like my least interested game coming out for the Switch.
Marvelous was involved in Deadly Premonition, so since we talked good about Deadly Premonition, I feel like they have to.
Are they about to start claiming Deadly Premonition?
Oh, that's. I mean, that'll be a problem. I will have to go after them with that.
Marvelous also makes a warrior style game too. They were claiming that crap too on the Switch as well. I forgot what it's called though, but
was it that Fate Extella game?
Yeah. They claim that stuff too. They were claiming trailers of that on the Switch. So
I don't get it.
Someone needs to teach this company how the internet works.
Advertising is free and good.
Wait, they're saying good things? Let's block it anyway.
I know, right?
Let me go through some of these. We have Evan. You want to hit us with a Discord question while I pull up some of the super chats and the.
Can I talk about Banjo real quick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Banjo did drop on Smash.
Yeah.
Tell us about Banjo.
Real quick, I want to just mention. I was using Banjo. He seems like a very solid character. I don't think he's better than Joker. I think he's better than Hero though. So Hero's the second character from Dragon Quest. I think he's better than that. Banjo has some really cool stuff. If you play the original games, and if you like Banjo-Kazooie, you're gonna like using him. You would think that he's slow in the game, but he's actually really fast. The first thing I thought was like, he's going to be slow, but no, he's actually really fast. Like Kazooie just starts, she's got the Nikes on or something, because he is way faster, or they're faster than I thought. He has great zoning tools. He has a grenade that you can use in the air and then also catch it and throw it. Great ledge trapping properties, like with his with this little, like the little eggs that they shoot, so you can zone people. He has this side B that's really good, but it has like a lot of balancing issues not balancing issues, but like you can use it to recover the side B, and it's invulnerable, so you can catch people. It kills. I like Banjo. I think he's a solid upper mid or mid tier, a little bit upper mid tier character, and I'm so happy that he's in the game. Even though I'm not a big fan of Banjo, using him was actually really cool. All the gloops and all the stuff like that was great. So yeah, big fan of them putting Banjo in the game. Big fan, and happy that he's in there. Use them a lot. I still got to go on Elite Smash, but I played a lot of the users here in the village or on my channel. So it was great.
Cool. All right. Very good. Very good. You want to hit us with a Discord question, Evan, while I pull up some of the super chats and Streamlabs?
Now that the guy that created FIFA Ultimate Team is heading up more studios at EA, should we just fully walk away from them as a company?
Yeah, they're moving. He's moved over to, what did he move? He moved over to not a sports game. He moved over to, did he move over to Anthem?
Nobody moved over to Anthem.
He moved over to help out with a different game. I might have been, was it Dragon Age? I'd have to double check where he moved to, but he moved to a head of Battlefield. Makes FIFA boss head of Battlefield, Battlefront, and Need for Speed.
Oh, that'll be good. Those are some serious RNG loot boxy games.
Well, Need for Speed apparently is not going to have the speed cards. All right, so maybe they'll fit. I think he's being moved over to figure out, like you're saying, Evan, some new surprise mechanic.
Oh yeah,
for them. They don't want to call it loot boxes. They'll call it something else, and they'll try to disguise it in some way. Probably through a bunch of different like weird currencies you have to buy, and then buy another currency, and then you can get it. Or they'll do what they did in China with Overwatch, where if you buy currency, you have a loot box given to you. That's interesting. I think he's going over there to figure out how to monetize like FIFA, because FIFA makes them obscene amounts of money. So if Battlefield can do it and Battlefront can do it and Need for Speed can do it, then they're set. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I still want to see the Star Wars game coming out, Jedi Fallen Order, because I have my doubts that that's not going to have something in it that's like,
yeah, I have no hope. People sometimes don't like when I say this, but I have no hope. I think that game, it might be fun, but I have a feeling it's going to be so filled with just garbage stuff.
The question is cosmetic or game changing?
Honestly, 100% EA. When I think of EA now, I think, how can I pay to win? That is, every EA game tries to sell you, even if it's a tiny thing that just makes it where you level up a little bit faster or something. They can't resist. They know that that's the stuff that works. Like, selling a cool skin doesn't make as many billions of dollars as, hey, pay $20 right now and you get this bazooka that gives people herpes.
All right.
Useful.
Let me get through the super chats before we start talk a bit about the direct. Ethan R asked, "What did Sean do this time to mess it up?" Actually, Sean didn't do anything. Sean was here with us and he was just kind of hanging out.
I was a good boy.
Yeah, he was good. Like on Zero says, don't forget to add tags to video for searches. Ethan R says, "Oh, how do you not have time to do 2 things a day, Sean?"
No, I was just joking about that.
This was a good name. I'm sure Nate saw this one too. Metroid Prime Trilogy at Game Awards 2018. It's happening. One
more run.
How many of the SNES Switch games are must play?
None of them.
I would say a good bit.
I'd say at least half of them.
Yeah, they were great when they were out of the 20. I mean, 4 of them are like greatest of all time contender.
Yeah, we're gonna talk more about the Super Nintendo games in a bit, but yeah, I think when they introduced them the way they did with the games they did, I think they had pretty good value there with it. Like they didn't pick some like Breath of Fire's in there. Like what?
Yoshi's Island's in there, right?
Yes.
That's all I care about then.
The bubbly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got the bubbly.
Nice.
Bubbly.
Ethan R says Gears 5 bricked my base Xbox One. OG already knows.
Whoa.
Yeah. First of all, it's your fault for using a base Xbox One to play Gears 5. Like, what's wrong with you?
I think
I'm joking.
The VCR Xbox One, man, has that's like the system that's seen some stuff at this point. It's about time to hang it up, man.
Yeah,
like
PTSD for that system, man.
What a jump that would be though from that system. If you really think about it, to the Scarlet. I know we have the X, but like just go from the VCR to Scarlet. It's probably going to be a massive jump if you really think about it. So
Honestly, and this is a conspiracy theory, I think every game for the last couple of years, every Xbox game seems like they're also already being tuned for the Scarlet. Because when you play some of the stuff that we've gotten recently, it just does not run well in the Xbox One anymore. It just doesn't. It seems like they're already planning for the future.
Sean's mom chimed in saying Sean pooped his pants at school in the 4th grade.
I missed that, and no, it was actually the 8th grade, and it wasn't at school.
It makes it so much better.
At a baseball game. All right. So,
Wait, baseball game.
So, okay, me and my uncle went fishing in this sketchy ass pond, right? And he came down to visit us when we were living in North Carolina. We went fishing at this sketchy pond, and then after we went fishing, we both got really sick. And so, like, I went to the doctor. They couldn't really figure out what it was. I didn't have any sort of appetite. I was shredding weight like crazy. And, like, it ended up being something called Fisteria because there was something in the pond that gave us both this thing. And, like, you were really sick all the time. So
did you drink some water?
No, but, like, we were catching fish and shit. And then I guess we didn't wash our hands because it was nighttime. We probably just went to bed and didn't think nothing of it. And so,
wait, so you touched fish and then went to sleep?
Well, I mean, we you catch the fish, you take them off the hook, and then you throw them back in the water.
And then you went to bed.
I mean, it was nighttime.
You didn't shower. You didn't use the restroom.
Wait, were you camping or something?
No, there was a little pond in our apartment complex that we lived at.
Look, let's be clear. We're seeing modern day Sean. This is a grown-up man at this point who lives by himself. Just take away some of this current grit, and you have past Sean.
Yeah, like it's pretty much the same. But anyways, so I'm at a baseball, like a AA baseball game with my best friend and his family, and like, you know, because of the Fisteria, like your stomach is just messed up, and so I thought I had a fart. And it was a shark. So, like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do right now? We're in a baseball game. So I'm like, yo, dude, I gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, you all right? I was like, yo, not really. He's like, all right, I'll come with you. So we're walking to the bathroom. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, dude, I just shit my pants. He's like, no. I'm like, yeah, dude, it's bad. So like I went to the bathroom and like my boxers were just ruined because it was like watery as hell. And so like I just threw the boxers away, cleaned up, and then I just freeballed it the rest of the night. But the funniest part was like there was a part of the game where they had kids like younger, you know, if you were like, 15 and under, you went into the like the way the field was set up in center field beyond the gate or whatever, there was just like this big grass area. And so like you would just go around there and like tumble around and they would throw you shirts and shit. And so they threw out a shirt and I'm running and like the shorts I had on were a little too big and I didn't have a belt on and like my ass just started hanging out and I'm like, oh God. So I had to I was trying to pick up my shorts and I tripped over myself. And it was a bad night. Like
we're never getting monetized on Mixer. It's never happened.
I don't think I said any bad words.
Someone please animate that.
You described shit
Don't animate that.
We need an animator to animate. We need SpawnCast animated because that was the funniest.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, please. We could call it the story of the accidental shark.
Man, it was
if someone animates that, we'll put it on Sean's channel.
The Free Ballin' Chronicles.
the baseball shark.
Yeah, dude, that was that's one of those things like you'll never forget. Like you'll be 80 years old on your deathbed or something. You'll be like, I remember at that AA baseball game, man. That hysteria.
Oh my God, that story almost reminded like what's that movie? Along Came Polly. Who's the guy that sharded at the club? I don't
think I've ever seen that.
You never seen that movie? Okay.
Nah. Oh God, look at that question.
See what your stories are bringing in here now, Sean.
Oh, sorry.
Rikudu Perez.
There's some interesting stories there.
There's some interesting stories there.
No.
Where was I?
Sorry.
Buy a shirt.
He said to tell that story, just all you'll do is buy a shirt, bruh.
I don't even know whose shirt.
That's all you do is buy one
Are you
shirt.
gonna buy all of our shirts?
He'll just drive down. He'll drive down the road, just pick up a shirt at the store, and that's it.
Yeah,
he'll go to the thrift store. He'll go to Shirts R Us.
That's like 3 Elite Ninja that you gotta sponsor up.
Go
You
on
gotta do
Wish.com.
This man said I'll buy a shirt.
That's for the OnlyFans page. You get the exclusive story.
Yeah, that's top tier Patreon.
Ibrahim Gunnar says, can't wait until you start a new channel. Call it Spawnwave Plus Plus. We really can't get enough of you. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Ibrahim. Appreciate it.
Damn.
We have see, Sean, you got to get on your channel, man.
You just got a big ass dono.
Oh, that's from Phobos Anomaly. This is for Spawn, who makes Saturday nights fun. Well, at this point, it's Sean who's making it fun. He's telling us these stories that
it's everyone.
It's everyone. Everyone.
Yeah, we're all taking our Saturday nights. Give us all a little bit of credit.
Okay, fine. I'll give everyone credit.
No, you can't have my credit.
Thanks, Phobos. Though I appreciate it. And then the short story was worth $2. See, there you go, Sean. At Dindora. Thanks, Phobos Anomaly and Dindora. I appreciate it. Let me go back here because I'm gonna end up going back through those super chats. Let me go back over here to Agent Quato. Donated says, Juicy game news was great this week. PS, need to pre-order any games I want for the next few months and year because my Best Buy Gamers Club ends in 10 days. Feels bad, man. Any suggestions? Yeah, Walmart. Walmart's selling games for $10 less now. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the shelf. No questions asked. And I think even Spyro, which was supposed to be 40, was 32 there.
And
that's
Amazon.
a great deal.
Amazon's been having a lot of $10 off games too.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I got Dragon Quests for $10 off of there. I was just like, okay, I'll get it from there.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's like starting to just like slash $10 off their prices now. So I don't know what that's about. But I mean, I like
it should be.
I think it's just that they can afford it. It's the super billionaire companies. I bet they're probably even eating the cost of like, well, we make it up at the end, so we can afford to just take a little bit off the top.
They want to get you to their website or their store, so I get.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them get paid per clicks as well as actually selling merch. So
I can tell you guys for a fact that Walmart just wants to get you into the store. I got a buddy that's a manager, and he just says, "Yeah, we just want to get you." That's the whole corporate.
Yeah, you're not just going to buy one thing when you're in there.
I mean, that's how it is.
They just want to get you in the store.
Try me
with Amazon. Like I'm buying games. I'm like, oh look, I'm out of Zevia. Let me order a 24 pack.
Gotta get more bubbly.
So you switched over to bubbly, or are you still on Zevia?
No, I the black cherry Zevia is my new addiction. Like I'm drinking them a lot, so hopefully the stevia in Zevia is healthy.
Does
but
that one? I can't remember. Does that one have the caffeine or not?
Caffeine free.
Okay, cool. Because I'm off the caffeine, so I can't do the caffeine.
Yeah,
one,
dude, the black cherry
Dr. Pepper one.
The black cherry tastes so good. Like I get a 24 pack of that off Amazon or get it from the whole health food store near my house. But yeah, a little bit of the bubbly, still drinking the water and stuff, just trying to avoid the real sort of sodas.
All right, very good. And Joe B says Tokyo Mirage Session FE Encore was best reveal in my opinion. I just pray that they reverse the extreme censorship. Well, it seems like it would be the time to do that with how Nintendo treats their games now, right? Do you recall, just off the top of your head, OJ, what like the big censorship was in that game?
I can tell you the biggest problems off the top of my head, the biggest problems with the game probably that most people had was the scene with Tsubasa in the little area where there's like a photographer, and instead of wearing a bikini, she's wearing a hip hop outfit or something. I don't know what it is.
What?
Yeah, she's wearing like some type of, they call it like cute punker chick or rocker. I don't know what they describe, but it was ridiculous. Like, so the photographer wants to be like, in the Japanese version, the photographer is like outstanding by how her physique is, like her body and everything, and then bikini in the Japanese version. In the Western version, she's fully like, she's wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and it's just weird. She looks ridiculous. She looks like it's like think of like Crisscross, like in the early 90s. You guys remember Crisscross?
Yeah.
To make you jump. It was like some type of weird Japanese crisscross or something. I'm not sure what they decided to go with, but that was one of the worst one of the worst bouts of censorship. It doesn't affect gameplay. Nothing in there affects actual gameplay, but it affects your perception of the scene of what was supposed to be happening, because the Japanese version came out first. So we all saw the Japanese scenes because that's early in the game. And we're like, what the hell? That's not what happened. So there's that. And there's also a little bit of censorship on some of the outfits, like wearing leggings instead of just like, like underwear exposed. So, but nothing actually affects the gameplay, but it just affects the perception of the scenes and stuff like that. So people got pissed.
Okay. Well, that seems like something that Nintendo probably wouldn't censor now. So
they might still do it. They might not. But I hope that if you can, what they should have done, just a little suggestion to Nintendo, if you're just make it a one piece. If you're upset that it's a two piece, just make it a one piece. In the Japanese version, the girl is 16. In the English version, the girl is 18. But even if she's 16, are people not allowed to see a 16-year-old in a bikini? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is that like against the rules now?
That great Twitter meme about Tokyo Mirage where they removed, as they put it, vagina bones.
Vagina bones, yeah.
I saw that. That was hilarious.
Someone retweeted that and said, "If you actually agree with this tweet, wash your dick." And I love that. Like, just clean your life up.
Trick Arrow says, if we get Jedi Outcast for Switch, do you think we have a chance for the original KOTORs?
Yes.
Those
Absolutely.
are is that still EA though?
Yeah, it's well, what,
EA,
no, the original
Well, all of them. Wouldn't all of them?
No, Jedi Outcast. Jedi Outcast isn't.
But it's a Star Wars game.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be EA controlling that. That'd be Disney.
Okay. But
Yeah, Jedi Outcast was before.
I see. I don't know how the Star Wars licensing goes
Yeah, that's the
down
problem.
between
It's
EA
tough.
and Disney.
Yeah,
Like-
because KOTOR was BioWare.
Right.
Yeah. But at this point, BioWare seems like they're shrinking. Honestly, it seems like BioWare is shrinking. So at this point, whoever owns the rights is probably going to release it and take all the profit.
It was they actually remember during the trailer for Jedi Outcast on like the Nintendo Direct, they said courtesy of what was their name? Started with an A. Aspire.
Yes.
Aspire's porting it over. I don't think it's EA though that has the rights to it. I think it's a different. It might even be I don't know. I think it's Aspire
Let's
because
see.
it was Raven Software and had
under Aspire Games. If you type it in Google, I don't know how accurate this is. You know how it pops up that little lineup of things under a company name? KOTOR pops up.
Oh, the plot thickens.
because it was LucasArts published it.
Right. And they have success with the biggest brands, Borderlands, Star Wars. Can I get a game list?
They've done a lot of stuff. They even did Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy remaster.
Ooh, very
Love
cool.
this company.
Yeah.
Mr. L.
I would like to see it just because why not? But what's interesting about Jedi Outcast is it's not on the Xbox One. It's going to the PS4 and the Switch, and it doesn't exist on the Xbox One at all right now, which is weird. Because Jedi Academy does. So I don't know. That's a strange situation. I would like to see KOTOR though.
They ported KOTOR to Android.
Oh, okay.
So
You know what? There's a chance.
yeah, I would say maybe.
There's a chance. Okay.
Solid
There's a
maybe.
chance. I would like to see it, but let's get started with Jedi Outcast. Everyone has to go buy it, and then we'll go from there. That's out on the 24th. Have you ever played Jedi Outcast, Sean?
There's two of them, right? This is the second one that's coming.
There was Jedi. There's Jedi Knight. There's Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and there's Jedi Academy.
I played one of them on the original Xbox. I don't know which one it was.
Okay, both of those were on the original Xbox. I'm trying to think of a way. Do you remember making a custom character in the beginning?
Yes.
That was Jedi Academy.
Okay.
So now is your chance to play greatness with Jedi Outcast.
This is the one that's considered like the legendary hidden gem, right?
This one is very good. Yes, I like this one a lot. It is awesome.
I remember, I think it was one of the first games I played on PC because when it first came out, I think the Xbox version was like kind of really poo-pooed on. So I actually installed it on a computer and played it, and it was crazy.
You might have it on the GameCube, Sean.
So I played the GameCube version.
Oh, okay.
You might. I already have it.
I don't think I do. I might have it on the original Xbox though, because I have a couple.
I think I do.
I have a couple random Star Wars games for the Xbox, and I feel like that might actually be one of them.
Well, it's out on the 24th on the Switch, and it's going to have gyro controls apparently.
Really?
Cool. Yeah, there was a thing that a press release was put out talking about it, and I have a feeling it's going to be 1080 60 and 720 60.
Are they doing a physical on it or no?
I don't think so yet, but I was hoping the limited run would pick it up.
That's what I was about to say. I'm sure. That's such an interesting license right now. Because I never thought Limited Run would be doing Star Wars games. And I know both of those dudes personally. And if I would have told them 2 years ago, when I went to go see them 2 or 3 years ago, like, hey, you guys are going to be doing Star Wars games, I probably would have been like, get the hell out of the office.
Also, the game people should be asking for after this comes out is Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the game right there. Because we know there was one made for the Wii. So it could be fun. Yeah, that is. Those are all the super chats for now. I'm gonna come back to it 10:30. We'll go back through some more. Do we want to go over? We'll start with the direct.
Yeah.
This is interesting because it was. I thought the direct was solid. There seemed to be some differing opinions though, which was very interesting to see unfold online. No one really said anything about my video because they know I just don't care. But there was a lot of different opinions on this direct. You like this direct, Sean?
I did. See,
Nate liked this direct as well.
I'm in the love camp.
Okay.
I'd say
was great.
it's one of Nintendo's strongest directs in recent memory.
Absolutely, yes.
I think what it boils down to is what an individual looks for in a direct. What I'm interested in whenever there's a Nintendo Direct, there's three things I want. I want release dates of products I already know about. Got a bunch of those. I want surprises. I don't know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a surprise dedicated, directly that impacts me, because the final surprise that was in that direct, for me personally, I was like, oh, I played this on the Wii and the new 3DS, but that's awesome for other people because that's a cool surprise. But then there was other surprises there too. And then I want stealth drops. I want things to come out during this Nintendo Direct. I want to be able to, play this tonight, play this tomorrow. And it hit all three of those notes. The pacing was great, aside from maybe Pokemon taking up a little bit too much time. Some people didn't like the Animal Crossing pacing.
I think Animal Crossing took up a little too much time. Yeah.
It did, but I kind of understood it because they talked more elements about it. And that's obviously a big game for them early in 2020, but it hit all the right tick marks for me. I like fast pace. I like boom, here's a game, boom, here's a game. You didn't expect this. Yeah. Here's a stealth drop, and it's just like, okay, this is great. I mean, think of all the stealth drops that happened during that. You had SNES the next day. You had
Deadly Premonition.
The Deadly Premonition. What was the other
Daemon X Machina demo, the Kirby MMO thingy.
Kirby. Divinity.
Banjo dropped that day. That's the big.
Yeah.
And then more announcements of DLC too. So
that it was great.
So in general, I think that what a lot of people are sort of overlooking is that this was actually a really important direct. Like, not just all the games they showed were cool, not just the upcoming gameplay, but also I think it's really important that they showed, hey, we're doing a second season pass for Smash. I think it really shows that Nintendo is definitely in the camp now, where I think they're trying to tell us they're going to be taking online even more seriously. They realize this is not just drop a game and move on like they did with Mario Party.
They defined it as a season pass, right? Or did they just say that more was coming? Because I thought they were just like more.
Fighter pass,
They said just more fighters are on the way.
They never gave a number.
I bet they'll do they could probably do another 5, I think, and get away with it without too much issue.
They can do 15, 20, 30.
And 100%, I'll be honest, I do think that they're going to do 5 and then another 5. I honestly think they're going to keep doing it. As long as they keep selling, I think we could see the roster hit 100.
There's DLC. That must sell so much. It must be obscene amounts of sales.
Sakurai was trying to be modest about what he said. He wanted to say, we're making so much money, we have to do it. But if you kind of read his body language when he was talking, he's like, Smash Brothers has sold really well. We're happy with how it's doing.
Right.
Really? How's it doing, Sakurai?
It reminds me of somebody at one point asked a Bethesda employee how many copies of Skyrim actually sold, and they were like, it's a lot. We're never turning customers away.
So I had this question, and I thought it was an interesting one to ask. Do you think? I'll start with Nate, because I think Nate's going to go the right way with this one. Nate, do you think this direct was better than E3's direct?
Yes.
Interesting.
Without any hesitation, yes, it was better than the E3 direct.
Why do you think it was better than E3 direct?
Just overall, it was better. It had better pacing. I think the announcements were higher quality. I think it offered more variety than the E3 direct. Because every time people talk about the E3 direct, it automatically goes to Breath of the Wild 2. I looked at a recap of the E3 direct.
I would say Banjo as well, though.
Okay, and this one had Terry.
Yeah, but Banjo was
and Banjo released, and Banjo shadow dropped at this direct.
And the SNK lead up was so good too. That little thing, that was so damn good. And shout outs to Obi-Wan. He was not too happy. Oh my god, that was so funny. He was all smiles and it was just like, oh no.
Dude, I grew up with SNK games, so all of them start with that. Like all the SNK games from the 90s have these big scripted openings of like people handing items to each other and getting in street fights. The fact that they remade that completely in Smash, oh my god, that melted my heart, dude. I love that.
Well, the hope is he's not as low tier as the other side-scroll fighters in the game. Because I want to play him. I want to see how he handles.
If he's good, he's going to be my main, 100%.
He's probably going to be fair. All the DLC characters so far, at least, they're fairly good. None of them's like Zelda or anything like that. Like Banjo's pretty good. Hero's random as hell, but he's solid. He's okay. Joker's really good in the game. So, you know,
I feel like everyone's just playing as Sans right now.
I don't think this direct was better than the E3 one. Now that I'm looking over it, Nate.
What was?
I don't think so.
What was aside from Breath of the Wild 2? What was everyone's saying there's not a lot of new announcements in this direct. What was the big new announcement at the E3 direct aside from Breath of the Wild 2?
But Breath of the Wild 2 is crazy.
Breath of the Wild 2 is really big.
That's the thing.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 is big, but this has
like,
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which is basically a remake of the.
That's not like a new. It's like a new game.
We know you guys really enjoyed Christianity, so we're coming out with the Bible too. Like that's a pretty good announcement.
I'll say this direct had more stuff that you can play like right away and had more like shadow drops. So for people who are kind of looking for it like right now, that's true. Like Breath of the Wild 2, it's just Breath of the Wild 2, no announcement. I'll be honest, even when I did my review of E3, I thought it was great even without the Breath of the Wild announcement. But they didn't say release date. I mean, we kind of already knew that Breath of the Wild 2 at some point.
It'd be like Nintendo announcing, we're making a new Mario. Like, well, yeah, you're Nintendo. I expect you to be making a new Mario.
Or dropping a trailer with a Metroid Prime 4 thing.
And these other games,
You're not going to get me excited when the shadow drops are a pay-to-play and a demo. You know,
they had Banjo-Kazooie and the Hero drop.
Yeah, but
so there were two characters released.
Okay, and we had Banjo drop in the Terry announcement, and the announcement of more characters coming to the DLC.
I can see Nate's I could see both sides of the coin. I can see why some people would like E3s better because of the stuff sort of for the future. But I could also see why. See, one of the reasons I really liked it was because you just got so many game announcement release dates. Like during the little sizzle reel of third-party stuff, like Call of Cthulhu, Vampire got a release date. And Vampire is a very slept-on game. I played that on the Xbox One last year, and it's actually a really fun game. I hope it does well.
Yeah, but this one announced Panzer Dragoon, though.
Well, yeah,
and showed it. It showed.
Panzer Dragoon was announced at
he's talking about E3
February direct or the direct before PAX East.
Right,
it was
E3
shown in that direct.
Yeah, it was shown, and then they had what else? They had
this one had the return of Obra Dinn, one of the best indie games ever to release.
Yeah, but this had
Doom
Trials of Mana.
64, Doom 64.
Wait, hold up. Okay, Sean or John just brought up Trials of Mana. Was an amazing amount. And then they also had No More Heroes 3.
Yeah, No More Heroes 3
announced at E3 as well with the release window.
Deadly Premonition 2.
Yeah, but somehow Deadly Premonition 2 is more niche than No More Heroes 3.
somehow
they pulled that off.
I think that the cool thing about this is that
excited for Obra Dinn.
They were both good, dude. They were both. Both
and plus
were good.
Plus
were really good.
We're completely glossing over a big game only because it was leaked heavily. But if you're not an internet connoisseur, the whole Overwatch thing coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Okay.
There was a new IP too, right? Like what's the Rogue?
Hold on. Why is Evan laughing?
What? It's Overwatch coming 5 years too late in terms of console.
The same, I guess.
And it's 30 frames a second, and it feels just like they're just tossing it into society. Like that's it.
I mean,
and Juan SNES games.
New announcements. This direct had Xenoblade Chronicles, Overwatch, Super NES games, the Kirby game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, Deadly Premonition 2, Divinity 2, that Rogue game from Hi-Rez, Assassin's Creed, the Rebel Collection, Doom 64.
That's a good one too.
Devil May Cry 2, the Star Wars game.
Yeah. Okay, don't put Devil May Cry 2 as a good point.
Shadow Drop.
Don't
Why
say
you
that
out here being like Devil May Cry 2? It went. What do you
Hey,
mean?
it was
So
there.
here's the thing: is I think E3 was a better direct. The E3 direct was better, but I think that this was more fun to watch. I think that this was a better put together direct because of the pacing. The fact that it was like every 30 seconds you're seeing a new game. I mean, that was a good choice to kind of just make it. It was like cool gameplay. Whereas the Nintendo Direct at E3, of course, had the presentation because it had to be like an hour.
Thank God we got Kirby free to play.
I will say that
Start.
Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, people are just seeing that as it's just going to be a straight up.
No, it's a
game.
remake. It's a remake.
It's a first of all, let me just set this. Nate knows this, but it's a remake, guys. Okay, it's not a port. If you can look at the game, and it's not a port. It's a complete remake of the game. The art style is completely different. You can see that they're using whatever new engine they're working on towards the end, like Torn of the Golden Country. Look at the foliage and look at the grass. Compare the games. Looks very much like that. So it is a remake using their newer engine they're building off of from Torn of the Golden Country. And I've been hearing some things. And it's not just a straight up, this is just going to be Xenoblade in HD with anime on there. Like, they're definitely going to retweak some things, and they're definitely going to make the game much better than what it was before. And it looks like they're also adding in cut content from the Wii version of the game as well. So, I mean, this is going to be a great remake of the game. This is going to be a really good remake of the game. Like, and you can actually, and it's not, I talked about this, it's not split up into parts. This game can give you like 300, 400 hours plus. On here, it is a massive game on the Wii, and it's coming over in all of its glory on the,
Hopefully, it's cut content that they just couldn't finish or do back on the Wii, and not cut content. Like, because there's a reason sometimes why it was cut content. So I don't like when games try to just throw back in stuff like, guys, we're adding this stuff in because it was cut in the past. Now we're adding it back in. Maybe there's a reason it was cut. Maybe that reason because it wasn't good. And I've seen some things try to shove bad things back into it just to be like, we have more content now. So
it was
hopefully it's a reason like they just couldn't finish it, or they didn't have the space or the capacity to do that.
It was an area that was like kind of like unfinished. With the Wii, I don't even know how that game runs on the Wii, to be honest. So maybe they probably just ran out of memory or there were some issues. But the game is like, it's really one of a kind on the Wii, and they're bringing it over to the Switch. So that is a huge announcement for me. And most people haven't played that game. I mean, a lot of people pirated the game. It was one of the most pirated games ever out there, but like a lot of people didn't actually play the game because of how it was distributed here in the US with the GameStop thing, and they were gutting the games and selling them used when they were new, and it was just ridiculous.
I think
even the 3DS version, you had to have the new 3DS in order to play it. So
yeah.
That also alienated a lot of people.
I think if they had Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive, and then they showed a new IP from Monolith, that might have done it, because that would have at least evened up the Breath of the Wild. Like, there was no big new announcement here to me.
Deadly Premonition 2.
That, I mean, to me, make most people's reaction videos.
I would take away the Animal Crossing 5-minute segment, which was basically nothing, and I would have taken the trailer they showed the very next day of a new IP, and I would have ended the direct with that.
Well, what they should have done? They should have put the Suzanne Summers Thigh Master thing in the trailer in that direct, and that would have fixed everything. Like, that's bigger than Breath of the Wild too, boys.
Oh man, that would have
that's their new IP. I would wait until the 12th and see what that is, because everyone's jumping the gun and they're already judging it, and you have no idea what it is. And when you see what it is, people are gonna say, "Oh shit, this is cool."
I will not.
What is it?
Are you sure? All right, we're hearing Nate now, and I generally trust Nate on these things, but I saw a man lay on the floor and kick his legs around.
This is the December new IP game. This is coming out this year. You're going to see it next week, and it's not what anyone thinks.
They're showing it off next week.
It looks like an exercise game.
Did they do a bad job showing it to us in that? Like, did
that's
they try
a teaser.
to make us...
That's just a teaser. They're just showing you the weird hoop. You have no idea what this game is going to be.
This is an exercise game.
Look, if this isn't Crazy Taxi 4, I'm not playing it.
Wait a minute.
Is it Link's Crossbow Trainer 2?
Yeah, right.
Wait a minute. It's not an exercise game?
It's not Wii Fit.
Is it going to be a good game?
Interesting.
Is it going to be a game that tricks you into exercising?
Nate, I got a bachelor's degree. I got a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. They are doing exercise. That is resistance bands and exercise.
Is it WarioWare?
They were doing exercises. There's it's an exercising game somewhat. So
is this one of those? Is this one of their zany ideas like Labo again?
It's the new Mario Party.
It's definitely.
It looks easier to assemble than Labo. It's just like
this is Labo
Sean's
for your
man.
thighs. I mean, it's Labo for your thighs. All right, it's Thibo.
Okay, I trust you, Nate. I'm stupid. I trust you.
It's coming.
I
It's
trust
going to
you,
come
Nate.
out this year, and it's not what people expect.
Pilates.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be some fitness aspect
I don't
to it,
expect
but
any-
it's not going to be sitting there saying, "Do jumping jacks." No, it's not Wii Fit.
Okay.
That's it.
Wait, so the hoop thing doesn't necessarily need to be used for just one game then?
I have
Like
a feeling
it-
the hoop game is going to be implemented into probably a brand of games.
Is this Rob the Robot 2?
Is it WarioWare?
It's not WarioWare. It's nothing anyone is going to expect. Nintendo always comes out with zany new ideas, and we're about to see the next one.
We 3-4
Is it
switch.
hula hooping? I want a hula hoop.
Yeah, this I have zero hype for whatever this piece of plastic is. I don't care about the game attached.
Apparently, we have to wait till next week. Nate says.
Just
Okay.
wait.
Well, yeah, they said September 12th, right?
Yeah, September 12th.
Yeah,
They'll show
the
it.
Thursday.
announcement.
Yeah.
Nope. So Terry is coming to Smash. Yeah. I'm just looking down the direct stuff now while we're going through it. Evan is actually interested in this one. You haven't really bought many of the characters.
No, just I think only one so far. But the problem is, the closest characters I can see in the game to what Terry's going to play like is Ken and Ryu, and they have terrible times getting back on stage. They're not really played a lot in competitive past the initial tournaments. People have figured them out, and they don't really care about it anymore. So I'm trying to once we see Terry's tool set, then maybe he'll be interesting. But as it stands right now, all I know is he's probably just going to be a character that's decent on stage, but then the moment you get him near a corner, toss him off. That's it. Like, it's over.
And Terry, from my understanding, is being brought in for the for Latin America is the idea.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because
what-
the SNK fighters are more popular in those
They're popular.
areas.
Okay.
They're huge.
Like South
in
America.
Mexico. Well,
Yeah.
in Mexico, like SNK fighters are godly.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense to bring in a character for different regions and everything. What was your thought on Terry, OJ? Since you're the big Smash person.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool because when I was a kid, I used to watch the Fatal Fury anime. Wasn't as big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, was it not? It was really good.
Yeah.
So I used to watch that. It used to also come on TV sometimes at weird times at the night and all that. So I was actually really excited. And my brother is a huge fighting game fan, so he would play Fatal Fury and King of Fighters, and I'd always watch him. And also my friend Andre in college was a huge King of Fighters guy. So I mean, I knew the characters. I've seen them before. I played them in some of the arcades. The Asian dudes at the arcades would beat my butt in the games whenever I did play them. So I mean, I've always been always liked Terry. I always thought he was pretty cool. And the fact that they're bringing him in here with that more of the classic lineage of like fighting games and everything is fantastic. I will say that Ken and Ryu, what Evan said about Ken and Ryu was absolutely correct. But Ken got a huge buff in the last
I keep trying them out every time they buff them, because those are, even though I play Ridley mostly and Greninja, those Ken and Ryu I keep going back to just because I want them to be good. But just for the sheer fact that I can't change movement controls over to a D-pad in this game and I have to use the analog stick, getting a pure move out, it feels like crap, and I don't enjoy it. And if they do that again with Terry, it's going to just be garbage, and I probably won't buy them.
I was actually watching today. There was a tournament, and there was a Ken can do some really cool things. Also, Nairo's Ken is amazing. Nairo's a top 10 player in the world. His Ken is just people that can actually control him. But you're right, I can't use them because of the D-pad stuff, because I grew up playing Street Fighter too.
Yep.
So it's tough for me to use Ryu and Ken. So I'm in the same boat as you. But people who can actually use Ryu and Ken, specifically Ken, is amazing to watch them play. It's so good.
Ken has that like mid kick that almost resets you, and you can like put him into another combo based on that.
Yes.
But Ryu also has a couple tools on his own, but nobody figured him out. So like it's just weird.
Yeah, so Ken is just so fun to watch. So I mean, if they can, have that, and to where somebody, can take the game and use it and be effective, it's going to be really, really fun to watch. But watching Ken in tournament whenever he does get on is actually pretty good. Like I said, I was watching a little bit today. There was 2GG was hosting a stream, and they had it, and there was a Ken player, Darkshad, was playing him, and it was just amazing. So hopefully Terry comes out and he's really fun. But I'll try him out. Just like I try out all the new characters. I like all of them so far in the Fighters Pass. They've all been good with Joker and Hero and Banjo. So yeah, looking forward to this one as well. And the intro thing was cool too.
Oh, the intro was great looking back to that. Mostly because the intro, with all the rumors that were building up around it, I almost wonder if they put some in there just because people were like, nah, it's not going to be Terry. It's going to be this person. And like they just showed all the ones that everyone was basically talking about. And then they were like, nope, it is Terry, you idiots. And it's so good.
I'm a huge Iori fan. I really love Iori and Blood Iori. So I like that they even had Iori in there doing his like, whoa. So I kind of secretly hope that we got Iori at some point.
And then we had Sean's game, Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise.
The most bizarre, I don't think there'll ever be an announcement as bizarre as that in a Nintendo Direct.
That was like left field.
And it's a Switch exclusive.
Yeah, I was reading over the press release now. Rising Star Games and Toy Box. Interesting. 2020. They said it's scheduled for release on just the Nintendo Switch. Interesting that I wonder how that came to be. They just thought that they could just make it work. So let's do Deadly Premonition 2. I didn't even know they would. Yeah, okay, sure. I do see it. Yes, you're right, Nate. They did talk about the 2 out of 10 from IGN in their press release, the 10 out of 10. And
yeah, they're really proud of that.
That
is such a weird announcement. I'm going to be curious how that actually does, like when it comes out.
I think it's going to do great because people like playing weird stuff on the Switch. So I think it's actually going to do pretty good.
It's a cult classic game. It has its little audience. It's the room of video games where it's so bad it's good. And it's mindless entertainment. It's Friday the 13th type entertainment. It's stupid.
Does it have subtitles and voiceover and everything? The Deadly Premonition 1? The first one? Oh, okay, cool. Okay. I might look into it. I don't know. Because like I said, Jedi Outcast comes out in a couple weeks. So, you know.
And Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3 is soon, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Ooh. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Man, that same day as, because Evan's going to be on
Daemon X
Machina.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
Then the week after.
It's my game. I'd prefer to play that over Borderlands.
Evan's on it, man.
Hey, I feel you, man.
He's on it. Evan likes like mech games.
I've been wanting a game like this for a while, so I'm kind of happy.
I'm in the same boat. I'm going to be playing it on that day too.
On Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah. Oh man. The Assassin's Creed stuff. We already know about the Assassin's Creed stuff though, right? We talked about that before.
Yeah, I got leaked forever ago.
Yeah, I mentioned it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we talked about that. Rogue, I guess there's a chance to check that out. See how Black Flag is still really good, but Rogue is one I guess I'd be interested in. Divinity 2, that's actually out now already? Yeah, it's already out. That one's interesting because it has cross save between Steam and the Switch.
Yep.
So you can technically play on your PC and then just cross save right over to your Switch and walk away with it. That's interesting. Civilization did something like that too. More companies need to start doing that. Doom 64. That one was. I mean, we knew about that because of the trademark, but it's still really cool to see that get released. Mm-hmm. Not till November 22nd. I don't know why they're waiting so. Is there a reason they're waiting so long?
That's when Doom Eternal comes out.
Yeah, same day.
Nice little celebration of Doom. And I don't know why people are like, oh, Doom 64, it's a port. The game hasn't been re-released.
It's only ever been on the
N64. It's been 22 years.
Well, and it's also the thing of it was actually pretty bad. Certain aspects of it were really bad on the Nintendo 64. So getting a perfected version of it, I'm willing to wait.
I mean, these are the same guys who've done the Turok and the Turok 2 HD remasters or the re-releases. So this is going to be an excellent release.
Yeah. It's Night Dive.
Yeah.
I'm still why are they waiting so? I mean, I guess the same day as Doom Eternal. Wouldn't you rather it be a different day than Doom Eternal?
I don't know if it's like $10 and you're probably just gonna pick it up.
Doom Eternal's already on the Switch. People will just buy that, and then they might look at that and say, maybe.
I think it seems like Bethesda's been having a bunch of success with just dropping stuff randomly of like, hey, here's this thing, here's where you can get it. So I think it's that they had to throw out a date and they went, screw it, we can make it the November of Doom. Mm. And it'll sell, man. It's gonna sell no matter when they drop it. So I don't think they really care.
I guess some of the other big things we'll go over. Luigi's Mansion 3 continues to look really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me, but I keep looking at that. I'm like, this this might be one of the bigger games.
The random 4v4 announcement.
Looks
They're just
really
like
good.
more multiplayer, guys. It's
Been
like
saying
excellent.
it. I've been saying it.
Dude, I was saying that, and some people were replying to my tweets being like, everybody's tired of Luigi Mansion 3. Stop pretending you're excited. It's like, are you kidding? That game legit looks amazing. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's
Dreamcast guy says
one of the most
anything.
exciting releases in October.
More content than Mario Party.
Dude, Dreamcast guy will say anything and people freaking flip out. They're like, I like video games. What? You like video games?
Take it back.
I mean, visually, it looks really good too. They were showing that sand level, and he was like sucking up all the sand. And everything.
Yeah, visually, gameplay wise, mode wise, Luigi's Mansion 3 looks packed.
Yeah.
We have to all play together. If I can get a copy, I definitely want to try and when I review it, I would love to be able to play it with you guys and test the co-op.
It's looking like Luigi's Mansion. You know.
Whoa.
Delete that joke. Take it from the VOD.
And Jordan, what happened with Pokemon Sword and Shield here?
I mean, what didn't happen? Am I right?
We saw some.
I went out and got curry that night.
Pokemon. We got a lot of curry on rice.
Curry on rice, man. They really wanted us to know about that. They presented a Pokemon that was what was it? It was a teapot.
Poltegeist. That's his name.
Which apparently, if it likes you, it lets you eat part of it.
Yeah, I like how they had to make the notes. Like, if you're lucky and you're nice to, and he likes you, and maybe you'll drink some of his special tea. I'm like, that's kind of weird, just Pokemon. And then
just takes a piss in a cup and gives it to you. It's just, there you go.
Yeah, that's really like me. And then the other, I think they kind of announced like stealthily a third Pokemon. Because when they show the new
Corgimon, that little thing.
No, the new crane, the new bird, right?
Oh, yeah.
He the fish he spits out. If you see the drawing of it, like in the official animation, it kind of looks like a Pokemon. Like it. I mean, it has to be at this point, right? They're making everything a Pokemon.
Yeah,
so I feel like that
like
fish is going to be announced.
Pokemon.
We're gonna get stupid stuff. Like they're going. So they're like, hey guys, we're in the UK now. So we have a punk rock star Pokemon. We have a teapot. I 100% guarantee we're gonna get a Crumpet Pokemon. I don't like legit. We're gonna get a Big Ben related Pokemon. We are going to get that stuff.
Gotta get one of those big fuzzy hat guard Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. That's the sad part. Pokemon's like. What's British? I don't know. Teapot. All right, there's the Pokemon.
We already got a keyring Pokemon. We got ice cream Pokemon. We got a chandelier Pokemon.
And in the Alola region, we got Comfy or whatever. Like it was like the flower necklace basically.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, what region are we in? Cool, let's turn that item into a Pokemon.
We have a trash bag Pokemon, for God's sake.
There is a trash Pokemon. There's literally everything.
Literally a trash Pokemon.
Yeah.
He's
So,
made of trash.
Overall, like I said, good direct, solid direct. Everyone seemed pretty okay with it. I think some of us were really excited with it. So
I just really want Animal Crossing. I don't know if I'm excited about the crafting though.
I don't know if we need to see much more Animal Crossing at this point. I think we're just ready to get it.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Seeing the couch co-op sold me so hard. I'm glad they showed that. It may not have needed to be 5 minutes, but I'm definitely glad they showed that.
Yeah. I think we're just ready at this point to just get that game. So
yeah, I'm ready. I wasn't even really watching it when they were showing it off. I was like, I don't even see it.
Yeah,
I haven't purchased one since the GameCube, but that one just looks amazing. It just, there's no other thing that they need to, because it's such a relaxing and kind of like boring to look at game. It's one of those games you need to play. So I don't need to see anymore.
That's what I was saying, Nate. You mentioned it too. That part just kind of like the whole direct kind of slowed to a crawl at that point.
It had great pacing. It was like boom, boom, like wow, we're 30 minutes in. They still have 10 minutes, and then it hit Animal Crossing, and it was just, oh no.
Yeah, like time.
Now all of a sudden we're 5 minutes into this Animal Crossing segment. It's like, no, we only have 5 minutes left of this direct. What are you doing? Yeah. And then here's our last thing, and on the Xenoblade, which is still a hell of a high note. But I expected 2 or 3 other things to be in that direct that were not there.
Oh, there you go.
The new IP I thought would have been in it. Instead, it's just a random Twitter drop the next day. Yeah. And then a couple of other Wii U ports that are coming. They're just not announcing them for some reason.
What ports are those, Nate?
Yeah,
tell us.
Pikmin 3 is.
Pikmin 3 Deluxe and it's Super Mario World 3D.
Yeah.
3D Worlds. Those are coming to the Switch.
Damn, I'm gonna buy the hell out of that.
Star Fox?
What about Star Fox?
What about Star?
I mean, it's gonna be like one of the last ones left over there.
Pikmin 3 Deluxe is weird. I thought that would have been their January release instead of Tokyo Mirage Sessions. But I think the problem with Pikmin 3 right now is that they are developing new content, and I think it's hit a bit of a delay in reaching milestones.
Oh, they adding cut content into the game?
That's cool.
Not cut content, just new content.
Yeah.
So why not just
It's getting funky mode? Yeah, nice.
I'm happy that Tokyo Mirage Sessions is coming in January instead of Pikmin 3.
Wait, that's the game you said that the gamepad like hurt the gameplay of that game?
Gamepad makes the game worse.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it had the cell phone.
Yeah, the cell phone thing, it's absolutely ridiculous. It requires you to, if you're using a Pro controller, it requires you to have the gamepad. So let's say your gamepad is broke or something's wrong, whatever the case is, you can't progress through the game. You're screwed. Which is just, Xenoblade Chronicles X and Tokyo Mirage Sessions both do that. You have to have the gamepad for certain things. I don't understand
break your gamepad.
I don't understand. If you're using a Pro controller, why do they also make you use a gamepad? I don't understand the dual like controller. Like just like if you're using a Pro controller, then use a Pro controller. If you're using a gamepad, then use a gamepad. Or
that was Nintendo's era where they were still trying to force the gamepad. It's like, you need this thing to make the games fun. And it's like, no.
I'm all down for them having gamepad, but to force you to use, if you're using the Pro controller and say, oh, the gamepad too. There are literally people that said my gamepad broke and I can't play this game now. Like, I can't play the game because my gamepad broke.
Buy a new gamepad.
Well, you couldn't buy new gamepads in stores.
Send it in.
Yeah, it was like $100 to get it repaired.
Yeah, everyone's acting helpless like they can't do anything to fix it. Like, you're the master of your domain. You broke something, go get it fixed. Stop complaining about it. Like, what do you want? Oh, I broke my phone. I'm just gonna complain about it. No, go get a new phone.
Okay, but getting a new phone is easy. It doesn't. It's fast. This is not fast.
Hey,
that's your fault. You broke the gamepad.
How fast did I was fixing those gamepads like it was nothing back then.
Still annoying.
Yeah, just send it to John. He'll take care of it.
Like it was nothing back then, man.
No one knew who he was 10 years ago.
Let's just drop his address in chat. You can send him in if you want.
This is like 5 years ago. 6 years ago. I was changing gamepad screens out like it was nothing back then.
That's because people were breaking them like it was nothing.
People kept breaking them. Well, yeah.
Wii U gamepad screens because you fixed. No one owned a Wii U.
What are they doing to break them? Like, what are they doing?
We did at least one a week for a little while there.
It's not like you can take them out of the house. It wouldn't work that far away.
One guy broke it twice. I will say that, but no, for the most part, it was different ones. 3DSs were the most common though from Nintendo. 3DSs were like constant.
Yeah, but I don't understand how people keep breaking all these gamepads. Like, what are you doing?
Okay,
dude, if you met some of these people.
Hell.
The kid that kept his PS3 on his heater, that guy was awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well, that's just, you can't fix stupid. Like, that's just something else, unfortunately.
Man, there were some interesting stories back then for repair. Maybe someday I'll make a video and talk about some of them with like placeholder names.
Do a whole video about roaches. It'll be great.
Dude, I could do like 30.
Plus.
I could do like 30 videos on repair stories. There are some insane ones. I have an interesting question for you guys, okay? There was a tweet by PlayStation over the week, and they said that the bottom button on your PlayStation controller, that one is cross.
God.
No, it ain't.
No, it's called cross. That's what they said.
They
They
call
said
it
it's
that.
called cross. Is it called cross or is it X?
It's an X.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. In Spyro, when they say hit the action button, they say hit the X. So,
Do they really?
there's a lot of games. There's a lot of games that say hit X, not cross. Hit the cross button.
A couple of games do say cross. I think
they're wrong.
Original Metal Gear Solid on PS1, when you're going into the button selection, you could make it say cross. But it was definitely 1 out of every 100.
But supposedly in the manual for the PlayStation for the controller, it actually describes the buttons and claims it's cross. Is what people were saying.
I have an instruction manual.
I want to see this.
All the buttons on a PlayStation controller are shapes. There's no such thing as an X shape.
That'd be weird if they start calling the circle button like, oh, that's the O button.
Well,
it's a cross. That's an O. That's that's weird.
The triangle, square.
Maybe we call it X. Maybe I call it X and I call that O.
Is what it
Is
is.
this going to be like that blue and gold dress debate where it doesn't matter?
Yeah, it genuinely it doesn't matter. Like if I say X, are you gonna not
you
think
looking
it's
for
on
the
the controller?
instructions?
I'm looking at
We're
the
going to a civil
actual.
war.
I like
Anyone
you
who
said a
calls
whole
it-
box. You said a whole controller box right there. What
This is
don't
the
you have right next
actual
to you?
instructions. Let's see the actual instructions here. It says it's labeled as X, but it also has the other ones just labeled as
Just their
triangle.
symbols.
Triangle. Yeah, it's just marked as. It doesn't say like, "Hey, how do you
Ah.
feel?" Also, these are in French. Where did I get this?
See, they worked their
France.
way. They worked their way out of that.
Quebec.
Man.
Quebec.
Yes, that was
no
an
one's
interesting
gonna call
thing.
it
But I think the majority just called it an X though. I ran a poll and it was like 90% called it X.
If you call it a
Isn't this
cross,
kind
you're
of
on
like
the
a-
weird side.
Isn't this like
Yeah,
a regional
cross is like
cultural
this.
thing?
They say there's technically no X in the Japanese language.
Oh.
That's cross.
Cross is considered religious, so people change it to X. I'm just reading things that are being said in the chat.
I saw people were measuring and showing that if like the lines are like the same distance away from each other all the way around, it's a cross. I don't know. We call it a diagonal plus. That's what I'm
Now we're
calling it.
talking.
That was such a weird thing for Sony UK to bring up. I saw that. I was like, that is so strange. But people were all over it, man. It was something else. You know what's funny? I bet you if I open up the controller, I bet you they have titles of the buttons printed on the circuit board. I
I thought they
it'll
just
say
used the
cross or
symbols
X.
just to save space.
I don't know, man. They might. I've seen some controllers actually write it out. I wonder if that's. I have an original PlayStation I was going to do a video on. Still boxed, the PS1, the smaller one. Maybe I'll pop the controller open while I'm looking at it to see.
I love that controller. It's actually my favorite of the originals.
Original DualShock?
Yep, I keep mine because it was like almost white, whereas the other ones were gray.
I wish it was a little bigger. I used to use it for fighting games, but it felt a little too tiny.
I just used it for RPGs, and I actually have tiny hands, so I like tiny controllers.
Evan, hit us with the Discord question, man. What we got?
Well, this one's for Nate. Would you consider yourself the Edward Snowden / Julian Assange of the gaming world?
Okay, so people don't realize this, but we did that predictions thing with me, Nate, Sean, Wood, and Scott. And Nate told us a bunch of stuff in that predictions thing that happened. So there you go.
I mean, I don't know if I put myself up there with Snowden, but
We were just sitting there talking. You were like, "Hey guys,
you know,
what about Tokyo Mirage sessions?"
Yeah, what about it? What about Tokyo Mirage?
We were like,
sessions?
"Okay, Nate, whatever you say over there." Back to talking about
See, you never know what I'm talking about, if it means something or not, and that's part of my character. That's the enigma. Like I could just be saying a random game. I could just be like saying Shenmue, and then all of a sudden, like Tokyo Game Show comes up, and hey, there's Shenmue. You don't know.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
No,
hold
that's
on.
not a hint.
Wait a
this
minute.
a hint?
Tokyo Game
You
Show.
son of a bitch! Don't play with my emotions.
That's a hint. No, that's a hint. I don't care what.
That is not a hint. But you see,
That is a-
it could be a hint, but you don't know if it's a hint.
No, I know it's a hint.
Now we
I
know it's a hint.
Yeah, now I know. I'm
Or
sorry.
is it?
You can say. No, it is.
No, it's not a hint.
It is a hint.
If something
Well,
does happen with Shenmue at Tokyo, it's a pure coincidence.
Well, no, they've confirmed they're going to be there, so there's stuff that's happening. With
So
Shenmue.
it's a hint.
It's a hint.
Okay, we solved that mystery.
No, it's not a hint. Damn it!
You just
It's
hinted
part of-
at it, and it's gonna happen. That's a hint.
It's part of it. He already gave everybody a.
Everyone keeps bringing up the Scott $5 thing. We talked like an hour after the predictions video. It wasn't a real bet. It was a friendly banter.
What was the bet? I didn't watch.
Yes.
If 3D World showed up in the direct that he owed me $5, and if it didn't, I'd owed him $5, and then a stupid Mario didn't jump into the damn direct.
You were banking on it jumping in this direct?
So
you-
it's
I thought he was gonna be like an early 2020 release, and then he didn't.
I mean, it sounds like you owe the man $5, just legally.
Honestly, that's a contract right there.
Yeah, here in Texas, verbal contracts are legally binding.
Just fax it
but
to
we
him. He'll
weren't
be
in
fine.
Texas.
Pay the
maybe
man
we
his
get-
$5.
Well,
Hey,
if the SpawnCast.
I will go Antonio Brown on this.
Drag it out. Change
It
everything.
works.
Well, if like I said, if the SpawnCast ends up at too many games next year, there you go, Nate. You can give him $5.
Yeah, I'll buy him
next year.
some wings.
There you go. See.
Oh,
Well, the
wing
chicken
time.
Those
wings are good
wings are
too.
so good.
No, you
Yeah,
gotta
they
get
were.
the chicken strips and fries. They're like $6.
What are you
They're
talking
good
about?
as hell. at too many games.
No.
We're not talking about the food at the event.
The wings at a local place, dude. They are so good. Next year, when you're there, because you're going next year. You gotta go. It was good, man.
I am totally gonna go there and eat. Like I haven't been to the East Coast since like my football.
We're gonna need to call ahead for them,
I'm
man.
excited.
I mean, last time with the people we came, oh god,
we just need to rent out that back
made
area.
that lady pull all the tables together, and then everyone left.
That's good. That's a good story, though.
I came.
Yeah, I just sent a DM to Scott, and we're doing a double or nothing for January Direct to have 3D World.
He's probably like, who is this person messaging me again?
I know, right?
Oh no, direct feed games. Wait, what, were we in a podcast?
What if there's no January Direct like this past year though? When they wait till March.
I was saying Nate, he probably already
Direct.
Nate, he probably already forgot. Like the fact that he brought it up, he's now remembered.
He's like, ooh, I can get this guy for $10 now.
Right? That's
Scott
payday.
Scott remembers everything. Yeah, he didn't forget. He was about to make a video,
like an auto prediction video.
You're gonna try and like not pay him back, and he's just gonna show up in your house one morning and be like, "Hey there, Scott here," and just starts beating you up.
That would actually be pretty funny.
Evan, what's another Discord question?
Well, this is the filtered down one.
Okay.
Smash Bros. New season. Can we, between us, come up with a list of 5, maybe?
I can come up with one very easily. He's completely eligible now. That's Kyle Katarn. You can put him right on the list.
Oh yeah, I like that.
The main protagonist of Jedi Outcast. He originated in a video game. He actually was brought into the lore with Dark Forces, and now he's on a Nintendo system. Put him in.
I want people are buying the hell out of Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Like it seems like that game is really going good, and a lot of people for the first time are actually seeing how interesting Squall is in combat. I want to see Squall. I would love to see like Squall actually show up and use the gunblade. That'd be awesome. Do you see this, Sean? You have to go to Too Many Games next year. Phobos Anomaly with another 50 saying donation for SpawnCast live at Too Many Games 2020. Please make it happen.
It goes right to our Wings account.
I was going to say,
Wings fund.
There you go. See, Phobos is taking care of the wings for the SpawnCast panel.
He just rented out the place for us.
We'll get the main stage.
They do say they cater. We could cater to the actual event.
We'll get.
We can bring the wings to us.
Oh my god!
Even though it's literally right down the street.
I have to wear a mask. How can I eat wings with a mask on?
Well,
just lift it up and
turn around real quick. You're like,
all right, we're gonna we'll get Nate to come in through the crowd, Phobos, and everything, and your donation will go towards the wings for.
Wait, was that a confirmation though? That Nate's gonna be there.
It is not a confirmation.
No, are you Wait, did you just hint that you're gonna be there?
Oh my god!
I'm about to go full Snowden and go to like some sort of friggin'
You're gonna go to Russia?
In Russia or something.
Thank you, Phobos Anomaly. We appreciate it. The wings
Crash.
be all over the
for
place.
Smash.
I would probably go for Smash K Wessel. Come on, John. Get Windjammers in there.
We're going super niche on this.
Some Windjammers representation.
I talked about this before. I think it's gonna happen. Oh, go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, just like Crash.
Oh, Crash. Yeah, Crash makes sense. Yeah.
Leon or Resident Evil, Jill or Leon, one of those two from Resident Evil. I think
that's what Scott brought up.
Probably an alternate costume.
It's
maybe
actually a good idea.
Croc for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it's definitely for sure gonna be a Resident Evil. It's either gonna be Jill, Wesker, one of those three. And I think they're gonna go with Jill or Leon, one of those two. Jill or Leon.
Because Wesker's already in Marvel v. Capcom.
As like one being an Echo Fighter kind of thing.
No.
Yeah. They could
for DLC release. They would do.
I would hope they could because they both use a lot of guns and stuff. But I would like if they were different.
Yeah, I feel like they would just do 3 costumes for one, 3 costumes for the other, 1 character.
Maybe a chameleon twist or something. That'd be cool.
Chameleon twist. Wow. Can we just do? I mean, we gotta throw. I mean, I assume Doom Guy has to get in at this point.
I think Doom Guy. I definitely think that Jill Valentine. 100%. I do think Jill Valentine's going to be in there. Like they've been pushing Resident Evil on Switch so hard. I think there's like a point behind that.
Would Doom Guy's
choose Jill over all of them?
Would Doom Guy's Final Smash be the BFG? Pull that thing out.
Dude, that'd be his final smash. That'd be awesome.
I mean, Doom Guy. I can't say that he doesn't deserve it, or anything like that. It would just seem super weird. But then again, there was a freaking piranha plant in the game. So I mean, what do I know?
What about Rayman?
OJ, we got Buck Bumble.
He would be a good character to get.
Rayman.
Glover.
Rayman's a trophy, or he was a trophy in Smash 4. I mean, they could do Rayman. They could. I mean, but it seems like they kind of he should have just already been in there.
I still think his
For Smash
introduction as the reveal would be the best, because it would look like Master Hand, and then it would zoom out, and it would just be Rayman.
You know what
That's
they have
pretty
to
good.
do? They have to do some kind of swerve with Waluigi as the character in the beginning.
People so mad.
Oh, they're gonna put
It
Luigi
starts
in there.
out as purple clothes and walking towards the camera, looking at and it zooms
so
out.
mad.
Oh, I know. They'd be burning down the internet.
He's so mad.
They're gonna put Gooigi as an alternate costume or something, aren't they?
That would be dope. I'd be down for a Gooigi alt to Luigi.
I'm not on this Gooigi fan sensation that everyone else is.
I like him, but yeah.
What about Bowser?
People are taking too far. Like, listen, they told me unnecessary detail. They said he's edible. I didn't need to know that. But thanks, Nintendo.
I mean, that's Desert Island. You need to know these things.
Let me go through some of these super chats before we talk a little bit about the Super Nintendo games and then finish up the Tokyo Game Show. Michael Looper says, I'm surprised DBZ Kakarot isn't coming to Nintendo Switch when all other Dragon Ball Z games are. Super stoked for this game. This is the best podcast on YouTube for real. Thanks, Michael. I wouldn't be surprised that found its way to the Switch eventually. Just to be honest, it could be a later port. That game is looking pretty interesting so far, I'll say. I need to actually check it out. It's early 2020, but it's interesting. It's like an action RPG with some serious story elements to it. So we'll see. But I think with Bandai, it's Bandai, so they'll probably do that thing where they bring it over eventually, like they did with Fighters.
Xenoverse.
Yeah, and Xenoverse.
And
a lot of their
One Piece.
stuff.
Well, they haven't brought over the newest One Piece, but the One Piece Pirate or some of the other Pirate Warrior games, and all sorts of stuff. So.
Skylar says, do you think the next generation will allow game sharing?
No.
You mean between system, just between consoles? They already do that now, don't they? PS4 and Switch and everything can all do that. I assume they'll launch that day one, but
Oh, sorry, yeah. Or I guess there's so many different, because I don't know. There's the thing where you could have a primary and a secondary console and install it multiple times,
Yes,
and then there's
that's what I
also
figured.
okay, yeah. But also there was that thing back in the day when they were first talking about Xbox Azure, where you literally couldn't even lend physical copies. I think that what we have now is what we'll have next generation.
yeah, but they'll try. I bet you they'll try to work us even further away from physical media next generation. So where it's like an 80-20 split, and then they just cut that disk drive out.
I think they're gonna do what movies do right now, just maybe not with the 3-week gap that we have with movies. I think they're going to release games digitally
early
first, and you can get it digitally. You can get it a week early, or you wait a week and you can get it physically.
Well, that's going to be with the services, because if you buy a service, they'll probably give it to you digitally a week in advance.
Well, look at Xbox right now with Game Plus Ultimate. They just gave us Gears
Origin
early.
The Origin Plus or whatever they call it, their Origin Better Edition. Yeah. You can get games a week or even a month early. It's ridiculous.
So I really think that's the next evolution for them to go digital, is they're going to push it. Hey, get it early.
I think it's going to be cheap. My theory is that every digital game is going to start to just be $40, or you pay $60 for it in store.
I wish.
Yeah, maybe as low as 50, but I think they are going to try to get full price out of you just to do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, the Jorge says 1, 2, 3 sharks. You're out in the old ball game. That's for Sean.
That's good.
True.
Lisa, no message. Thanks, Lisa. Randall Rosa says, "What are your favorite family gaming experiences?"
Family.
Probably back in the day, playing some Mario Party with the family. We used to do that, or a couple of families get together and play Mario Party. That was good. That was on the 64, by the way, so that was a long time ago. But that was Mario Party 2 specifically. That one was awesome.
The only time I've ever gamed with a family member, my whole family hates video games, but my father once was trying to relate to me, and I was playing Tekken Tag Tournament, and my dad came into my room and he was like, "Hey man, He's like, let me figure this out. You care about this, I want to care about this. And so he sat down and he picked a gun jack, and he just basically mashed his hand on the controller, and he kept doing like the slam combos with gun jack and beat my ass. And Dad was like, oh, now I understand why video games are fun. I'm never gonna play again. And he left, but like now, like 15 years later, he's still like, don't make me gun jack your ass. And so that's like my one really good gaming memory with family.
Me and my uncle used to play a lot of Genesis.
Oh, this is a good story.
No, nothing too crazy. It's just like we would play, like, no sharding. Like World Series baseball, like we would play that game for hours, and like Madden and stuff, because he really liked sports games. So yeah, those were fun times.
Me and my brother used to play Pokemon. We used to train our Pokemon, then play each other. That was really fun. Then me and my daughter, we beat all Super Mario 3D World together. Me and her beat the game together playing co-op, and that was an amazing experience. As a father, it was an amazing experience. So
that's awesome.
I played it with my dad. We did the original Mario Bros. All the time together on the NES. But the PlayStation 1, I think, is where we had the most like games together. Like we did Spyro and Crash Bandicoot together all the time. Like, he would like look for the gems while I played, or like vice versa, or I don't know. Like it was all the PS1 games that we had. Like I still have all my original PS1 games, and I all have memories to all of them, like boxing ones, even tennis or golf ones, anything that we played back then.
The main stuff for me was NES Contra or Battletoads with my brother. We would almost beat those games without any codes. It was always fun.
David Murnane says the light flip case is on Nintendo Australia's site. Maybe that means it'll eventually work its way over here.
Oh,
hey, that case looks pretty nice, actually. If they can get that over here, that'd be awesome. Mr. L says I want Tokyo Mirage Sessions is actually dubbed this time, so I'll know what's going on in the cutscenes and strain my eyes less. Charity says Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 is also good. It is. The problem with that game is it's so old. Visually, that's gonna be tough for some people. I think it is at its core a better game than Outcast, because you can actually set your points for your force powers. But that was a game that was from 1997. So that was like even before 3D was really even getting anywhere on the 64. So that Dan guy says, hey Sean, when will you write the kids book called The Fishing Baseball Star? That paradox.
Coming soon.
Div Z says, I think it would have been better to announce the second wave of DLC characters when they reveal in the fifth DLC character. And what if Waluigi is the very last character to be announced for Smash Ultimate?
I would love that. It would be so perfect too. It'd just be like, fine, here you go. Here's this weirdo throws roses.
Andy Ackerman says money is tight this week, but a little bit. Andy, don't even worry about it. Just coming by is good, man. We're just all hanging out, talking some video games. We appreciate it. Squink Atlanta says, anyone try out the new Tetris 99 modes? What do you think? I have not.
No,
I haven't.
There's just so much stuff that dropped. I didn't even think too much about Tetris 99 at the time.
I'm just playing Astral
Chain.
I mean,
and the main new mode they added was literally, if you're good, you play against other good players.
I did see it at the store though. It was pretty interesting to see that physically. But Dreamcast guys,
is it a physical? Like, is it actually on a cartridge or just a box?
I think it's just a code, right?
Like it's like Overwatch stuff. I assume, right? They wouldn't go out of their way to make a cartridge.
I figured not, but I don't know. I wasn't planning on buying it, but I mean, someone probably. I bet you would. Probably.
I'm sure there's an unboxing somewhere on YouTube already.
Yeah. Dreamcast guy's mom says this is Metroid Prime Trilogy, a Tokyo Game Show shadow drop. I'm gonna go with no.
Absolutely.
That game's gonna haunt us forever. No, whenever Metroid Prime 4 is coming together, that's probably when they'll announce it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a shame too.
2022.
It's a real shame that Metroid Prime 4 went through the development that it did, because there's a good chance that we'd probably be playing Metroid Prime right now on our Switches through the trilogy. But what can you do?
We could have even got Metroid Prime 4 this holiday season.
Well, I mean, but
I wouldn't bet on that.
I think it still would have fallen to
could've.
2020, but like we're gonna wait till 2020 most likely to even see a cinematic trailer. Like it'll be probably 2 years.
The original announcement, like from then till now, if they didn't delay it or restart development,
Tetris,
we could get it.
Tetris 99 does have a cartridge.
There we go. All right, Probably
What?
figured it
And
out.
you
Doing the
have-
research.
Yep.
All right.
There you go. It has a cartridge, but Overwatch doesn't. You heard it here first.
Ethan R says, "Gonna bless y'all with a reminder of the Soldier game."
Man, that's a great system.
Got you on World Star. It was excellent.
Well, I've been doing those ranking videos where I like rank all the games in a series, and it's been fun to do. And I've been telling people like, all right, whatever the top comment is, I'll do as the next ranking video. And the current top comment on the Zelda one is rank all the Soulja Boy consoles.
Hey, the one thing we laugh at the Soldier console, but it actually exists. I can't say the same for the Atari VCS. I'm supposed to be getting it this year, I think. I don't know. We'll see.
No, man. They don't do that.
No.
Can't even with the heat right
I wanted
there.
to play some of the high-end classics like Pong, Centipede. Yeah.
Pitfall.
Those high-end classics.
Colin's Tech Review says GameStop should buy or copy what Limited Run Games does.
Well, they used to have released their own games. What was it, Song of the Deep?
Yeah.
Has Been Heroes was through them,
Has
right?
Been Heroes, yeah.
Remember when Xenoblade was only through GameStop and they opened up copies and put them on the shelf for more money?
Yeah.
Good times.
Screw them for. By the way, screw them for that.
Colin's Tech Review says, "Can we get Obi-Wan Plays or Gold Chain Gamers on the show?" Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Just you need to have a topic. You need to get them on.
Need to get what?
We need to get Obi on once Terry releases on Smash.
Yeah.
He'll be the whole podcast just.
Okay, that'll work.
You can also ask him about how much he likes Anthem. So you should also ask him about that as well.
He likes Anthem?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's a top tier game for him. Good.
Statistically,
I thought the
somebody
fans
has to-
turned on that game, to be honest. I wasn't sure it was still
He
like
said it's
that.
better than Smash. He loves it.
That-
I watch his
there's-
streams. He streams it. Yeah.
I added a
So
bunch
much
of,
better now that there's no one messing with it with him. No one
Yeah,
else popping in games.
I added a bunch of subscribers to my friends list and all my different consoles. And one of the people on my PlayStation friends list, I was looking at their trophies the other day, and they platinumed to Anthem, and I'm just like, damn, like you must really like that game.
I just thought people turned on that game. I didn't even know.
I don't know if people
cool.
turned on it so much as just went, hey, there's new stuff, and then just left.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go. That was the big pitfall of live service games like that. You got to really keep up on it, or people just leave.
Or you just roll back to the first patch ever and turn what World of Warcraft's doing into a thing.
I'm literally mining on World of Warcraft on my second monitor.
There's still some super chats here, but I wanted to quickly go over Super Nintendo games. What's everyone think of it so far? Did everyone get a chance to play some of the Super Nintendo games, even briefly? I know Sean and I did.
They seem great. They don't seem super special or anything though. They just seem like clean emulation so far.
The online's kind of neat. I don't know. Sean and I played like Mario Kart online. That went well. We played Super Tennis online. That went well also. That one was actually pretty fun. Overall,
That's
I
who
don't know.
needs to be in Smash. Steve from Super Tennis.
Super Tennis. He could be a trophy, man. They could make it work.
No, make him his own
Be a
thing.
character. Oh man.
One of our Discord questions is actually, now that that's out, what's next? Which next system do we want?
You know what's
Virtual
funny? Everyone's
Boy.
gonna think N64. I bet you it's gonna be Game Boy, and it's gonna make
Oh,
everyone
dude,
mad.
I would love that.
Really? I just see everyone getting mad.
Now, especially if they did a huge chunk. The Game Boy library is freaking amazing.
I think
dude.
as long as it also includes the Game Boy Color games, I think they have something there.
Well, I think they'll do everything through Game Boy Advance, honestly, because there's so much Game Boy Advance stuff that aged so well. Like, if you dropped Golden Sun today, like, it would have 1 million downloads in 24
like
hours.
just the Game Boy itself, like just the Game Boy family. So that includes Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy.
100%, I think that's what they call it. I think it'll be called the Game Boy service.
Game Boy, just Game
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah. I think that would actually be cool if they did all of that. You know, like you could get a Game Boy Color, or a Game Boy Advance game thrown in there. That'd be neat. I don't know if they'll go 64 because we still assume that they were going to do a 64 Classic at some point in time. So I don't know why they would have that as a service and then try to sell the 64.
Nate knows. Any inside info, Nate?
Nate.
Hey, do not put
that's a
that
hit. He
pressure
laughed.
on me.
That's a hit. He smiled. I heard it.
I am not your Atlas to come
I heard him
carry your
smile.
world around.
I heard him smile.
Yeah, it was weird because we had all those rumors about a 64 Classic last year, and we haven't heard anything since. That thing's
This
been
holiday.
gone.
Well, we also had rumors of like a Game Boy Classic
I remember that too.
when they had the
Yeah.
patent of that little
I mean, they got to get patents done. So
that thing's been.
But they did a patent. They did the controller.
No, that's what I'm saying. They have to get
God.
patents ready. That's why we heard about it. So they're working on this stuff. It's not like they're not. They are.
I think just disappeared though. Off like there were so many rumors and it's just gone.
The classic is such a profitable line because all it really is Nerd can work on their emulation software. They get to release this little classic line that they're going to make millions of dollars on, and it's basically just funding all of the emulation work that Nerd did. And then Nintendo says a year and a half later, "Oh, we'll throw it on our online service." Yeah. So that's why the classic line just makes so much sense. It's for them to really test out the emulation software that they've been making.
Yeah.
Because we see it even with the Super NES games right now on the Switch. It's almost identical to the classic.
Yeah, they work great. I mean, they right out of the gate, there were no, because remember, Max, when we started doing the NES stuff online, it was kind of jittery. It wasn't, the Super Nintendo stuff is fine now.
Well, and remember, I was thinking back. Remember, there was a glitch where they'd perfected the emulation. It actually run pretty well for the most part, but it would leave that weird burn-in sometimes, where like it would create fractal like imaging, where it wasn't actually burning your screen, but the emulation would stick. And so it's definitely, there were some patches and perfection that needed to be done.
Yeah, so far it looks good. Is there any one game you guys want to see added before we move on to Tokyo Game Show and finish up? What's a game you guys want to see added?
Chrono Trigger.
RPGs, yeah, Chrono Trigger, honestly, 100%. That top of the list.
Mario RPG.
Metal Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Metal Warriors. You beat me to it. That's what I was thinking was Metal Warriors. Yeah, I would love to see Metal Warriors added. That'd be really cool with online too.
I am on a mech kick though, so.
Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run.
Okay. What about Joe and Mac 1? We got the sequel.
We do the sequel.
But Winning Run had the better. Winning Run was the second game, right?
Of Ken Griffey Jr.?
Yeah.
I just started playing the Slugfest games with the reality bet on the N64. I thought those were great.
Oh, okay, yeah, the N60, because there was two on the Super Nintendo, and one of them had the really cool theme song. Like you would walk into a KB Toys and you'd start walking towards the video game section, and they had the Super Nintendo set up, and you would just hear, "No one can stop this!" And it was like, what the fuck was that? And it was that song. It has like this weird ass techno song with this dude just screaming, "No one can stop this!" in the song. It's fantastic. Makes it all hyped up. No one can stop this.
Oh, okay.
My new text message sound. That's excellent.
I know, right? Somebody clipped that. It's gonna be whenever RGT DMs me, it's just gonna yell that at me.
Oh, I like that.
You should have that set for every time someone donates. So every time someone donates to the chat, just go, "No one can stop this."
We found your bubbly, Sean.
Battletoads Double Dragon. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Another good one. See, people come up with I thought Final Fantasy. Okay, I thought Final Fantasy 3 as well. That's not a bad one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
Simpsons game.
Oh, what is that? Was it Nightmare? Bart's Nightmare? Whatever.
That's on the Game Boy.
RoboTrek would be good, just to pull back one of those.
Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time.
Oh, Turtles in Time would be killer.
Yeah.
Man, there's some good. That's why people are so interested in the Super Nintendo games. There's so many games they could pull from. Interesting. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Tokyo Game Show. That starts on the 11th, actually. Runs through the 15th. So it's going to be quite a long show. I'm trying to think of what was really big last year there. I know we're going to see a new Resident Evil, right? Project Resistance. Death Stranding apparently is going to have a total of 80 minutes of gameplay.
Jesus.
At this event.
That's a lot of piss. That's a lot of piss.
So there's going to be a lot of that. I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff to see when it comes to Death Stranding. Remember they said that at Gamescom, though? And then PlayStation is going to show off a few things as well, including the Yakuza game. Max,
what about Ghost of Tsushima?
That apparently is just going to be old trailers.
Yeah, well, so two things is Yakuza 7, like, okay, we just got to talk. Yakuza 7 is going to be a turn-based RPG because apparently the main character is obsessed with Dragon Quest, so the game is basically going to be Dragon Quest Yakuza. And today, Square Enix actually mentioned that they're going to be doing a special, their words are, a special 40-minute live demo of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yes. So it sounds like they're probably going to do an extended thing and actually do everything live this time instead of that pre-recorded one we got at E3.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think it'll be fun to see again there. I think that's a game I'm ready to just come out now too.
That game just needs to come out.
I'm just ready. Let's get that out. Sega, Atlas is going to be there. Konami, Koei Tecmo.
Ooh,
Hamster will be there. Famitsu, of course, will be covering.
We got a new Trauma Center
Capcom,
finally.
Bandai Namco. we know Capcom. Capcom had their big thing about
AAA Nights.
It's coming.
Trauma Center all the way, man.
That's going to be announced as a cell phone game, Sean. I'm telling you, Nights is going to phones, my man.
Stop it.
I'm trying to think if there's anything really big, because I think Tokyo Game Show is going to show up and we're all just going to be surprised by anything that really comes out of it. It's on like a completely different, like the schedule is completely different from us because it's on like in, Tokyo, obviously. So I know I remember last year it was at like 2 a.m. or something. Things were happening. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. I'm trying to think of anything really big that comes out of here outside of maybe Capcom announcing supports or something and just more looks at the games we've already seen. I'm hoping Konami has something cool.
If Capcom goes in there and they announce Onimusha 2 remaster, like they had Onimusha 1 for last year, I'll be happy with that from them. I mean, obviously they're not going to come out with like a Monster Hunter Switch at Tokyo Game Show because Iceborne just came out, so the timing doesn't really favor that type of announcement taking place. But I mean, it would be awesome if Capcom really did walk in there and they announced Monster Hunter for Switch.
So Konami is going to do something there. They just said that they're interested in like bigger, like high-end console releases.
Yeah, sure.
Well, they have Contra coming out later this month.
That doesn't look that good, dude. I look at that.
It has a panda.
Pandas are cool. They're about to all die, but they're pretty cool.
I will be checking out the Contra game.
Yeah. I would like to see Konami do something cool, even if it were just like I'm surprised Metal Gear Solid HD Collection hasn't gone over to the Switch. That's like such a softball. Like that should be something that should be super easy to do. And
Metal Gear Survive coming to the Switch.
I mean, honestly, I just want to see let's bring back all the Silent Hills. I would love a Silent Hill collection, but specifically Silent Hill Shattered Memories was on the PSP in a weird way, but it was made for the Wii. So bring the Wii version over.
They just released
that game was awesome.
They just released the PT demo for the Switch, and that's it. You guys can try it out.
Oh man, that's gonna be interesting. That starts. It starts on the 11th. So.
Wednesday.
Keep your eyes open for that.
Maybe there's a new Bomberman game, considering the Bomberman on Switch did really well. So maybe they say, hey, we make a new Bomberman game, but actually make it like good, from the beginning this time.
Yeah.
They should have a new Castle. They should show like a new Castlevania game. On the hype while the show is
Lords of Shadows 3.
Let's not get too crazy there.
Castlevania would be cool if they did that though. That'd be neat.
Hey, look, I like Lords of Shadow. I like Lords of Shadow 2 is horrible, but I like Lords of Shadow 1.
Lords of Shadow is pretty underrated, yeah. Well, I mean, it's sold pretty well, but I played that way after the hype died down, and I was like, why is everybody not talking about this?
Let's go through some of the super chats, and we have another Discord questions left. Or we
got one left, and it's mostly a tech question. Do you think there's a way to possibly get a Switch to run entirely off the power? Because with them in the docks right now, it's getting constant trickle power, and for people who don't remove them, it's going to damage the batteries. So you think it's possible to just remove the battery and direct line the power?
Is it possible to do that? No, it needs the battery. I've tried. I've removed the battery. It still needs the battery to boot up. For whatever reason, it's weird. There might be a way to bypass it, but I haven't looked into it any further than that. I just know it doesn't boot up whenever I don't have the battery in it. It just won't kick over. So unfortunately, I'm sure it's designed in that way, but I mean, just batteries in general eventually go bad. They're easily replaced though. The battery in the Switch isn't too bad. It's like one of the first things that comes out after you get the shield off.
This is what I really like about you, SpawnWave, and why I genuinely respect you, is somebody can ask you a super technical, weird question, and you're like, yeah, I did that a month ago. It doesn't work. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I've messed up the Switch quite a bit, so it knows. I mean, I've done some weird stuff to some of these systems. I've tried to copy entire Xbox One hard drives over and all kinds of crazy
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah, it was like at the time, it was really hard to do. And we managed to make it work, but yeah, because like the hard drive in the Xbox One isn't supposed to be replaceable, but like now people are putting solid states in there because they figured it out. Like back then, we had to like try to clone it over, and it was a whole thing.
Last time I tried that, I lost my whole Jade Empire save file. So.
Here we go. Zildjian says Star Fox Zero could be a good Switch port if they don't repeat the horrible motion controls and give it normal controls. That's what Jordan was trying to say here, Nate.
I am like one of 25 people who actually like Star Fox Zero.
I like it.
I think the gamepad controls with the alternate view and the motion was a really integral part of the game. And if you remove that, all you basically have is an HD Star Fox 64.
That's probably the problem with that. Yeah. And the bad part is...
If they released just Star Fox 64, people would bitch that we got Star Fox 64 for the 4th time.
I would.
I would not, deal.
Bro. Joe says, so does that make Xenoblade Chronicles X cross?
Right. So somebody in chat earlier said Final Fantasy X cross.
Xenoblade Chronicles. I've heard people call it cross. I have heard that.
I think in Japan they call it cross.
Xenoblade Chronicles cross. I've heard it.
No, yeah, that is what it's called over there. I've heard the trailer, and it's like, okay.
We've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Well, it's just like Monster Hunter Double Cross.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's true. You're right.
Project Cross Zone, I believe.
What? Oh, what? Wait, did you say Project
Cross Zone? Yeah, called X Zone. Yeah.
Oh man, see, this is eyes are being opened to everything now, man. Mega Nerd says, how about that Mega Man Cross series on SNES? Now people are just having fun. Mega Man Cross series. Will says, happy Saturday, can't wait for that 3D World port.
It's going to happen. It's a question of when, not.
Is that a hint?
I already said
Is it tonight? Is it happening now?
Yeah.
Did it already happen?
Shadow dropped 20 minutes ago.
That's gonna be
on the show.
That's gonna be
Daemon Cross Machina.
That's gonna be a serious direct, Nate, when they announce 3D World and Metroid Prime Trilogy in the same direct.
Hey, OJ, do you like Hunter Cross Hunter? Is that your favorite anime?
It's one of my favorite animes.
Once again, thanks to Phobos Anomaly for stocking too many games up with wings, from what we've apparently already determined well in advance at this point. Yeah, we got to get Nate out to too many games and do just a live SpawnCast panel.
Yeah,
and then everybody has to go there and fill up the main hall.
Build up a posse of people so I can just take it over like Hans Gruber.
Exactly. I have a list of demands.
Yeah, see, people in the chat will let us know if they would go to the too many games for that and other things.
I require 5 bottles of bubbly.
Bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Dude, we can get quite a bit of it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good bubbly, not some crap from like a convenience store.
No, the good stuff. Yeah, good stuff.
Corbell.
This is Deer Park, man.
I'm just gonna be there for the memes.
All right, I'm there to talk about video games with too many games.
Not me. I'm gonna be memeing everything. I ain't taking shit seriously.
Sockon 10 says, yeah, it's generally a pretty fun time there though at too many games. Sockon 10 says, oh, Beautiful Joe, Doom Guy, Elma.
That's Xenoblade. Elma. Xenoblade.
Elma from
X.
From Fear 1, 2, and 3.
There you go.
That was Alma.
I know.
Yeah.
James Clark says, any thoughts to any possible Nintendo ports from the Wii U coming to the Switch in the future?
No, there will be
outside of like Pikmin 3, 3D World.
Is that where they're going to draw the line right there?
Maybe Wonderful 101. Are there really any beyond that left that need to be brought up?
Nintendo Land.
Devil's Third.
Shut up, Fringe.
Nintendo Land was kind of interesting.
It was good. I like Nintendo Land. Bring it back.
If it had online play, it would have been perfect, man.
Bro, they can do that. They're letting us play SNES games online. Now we can play Nintendo Land online.
I'm just saying, like, it would have been great if it just had online play. My daughter was play back then, and nobody else. I couldn't play the game, so it was just.
Bro, I will play anyone in Mario Chase all day. Okay.
Matthew Hammond says, what about an enhanced HD Factor 5 unreleased Star Wars game for Switch? Remember they're talking about the one for the Wii? Bring it over. Let's make that happen. Justin Maverick says, love the podcast and everyone in it. Sending love from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Cool.
Chocolate.
Dustin for Glory says, can you please talk about Gears of War 5 is the biggest game to come out this year for Xbox. I was really looking forward for Crossbox. I'm sorry. I was really looking forward to get a review from one of you. Max put out a review.
Yeah, and I liked it a lot. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Give it a 9 out of 10. We talked
I'll
about
be
it
putting out a review soon.
Jordan, we talked about it earlier. I'm still playing it. Evan finished it.
Yeah, I gotta wait for John to finish, then we'll talk about it.
You slapped like an 8.5 on it, I thought, is what you were talking about, just in passing.
Yeah, in passing. If the servers improved, it would definitely be like currently with the servers, I'd go hard 7.
When they fix the servers, I want to get all y'all together since we all have Game Pass, and let's do some Escape. Escape is so fun.
It's fun, but we only need 3 people.
Well, then we can do Horde, and Horde's longer, but Horde is 4 at least.
I love.
We gotta wait for Sean to get it on Game Pass, but he doesn't get it till Tuesday because he doesn't have Game Pass Ultimate.
Hopefully the servers will be fixed by then.
Game Pass Ultimate is $2 for 2 months.
Yeah, but the other one, I have the other one.
You can just upgrade.
Yeah, but you can upgrade for $2. And you get 2 additional. It's
$2.
It stacks on top of your current thing.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, there you go.
But I mean, I could just save the $2 as well.
For what? More bubbly?
Cheap bastard.
Right. this man will sit here and shit his pants at a baseball game and still try to save money.
Didn't you get $2 in a donation for shitting yourself?
That goes to Spawn. So, I mean,
that goes to YouTube.
Good point.
that goes to YouTube.
That goes to YouTube.
Let's say YouTube getting that bubbly tonight, man.
Yeah.
Goes to YouTube.
I mean, it's like 2 days now just to play. I mean, it's not like any other big games are coming out for
Borderlands 3 and Daemon X Machina.
Okay,
no,
I'm talking about
Borderlands 3. I'm talking about on Games Pass that I would want, a little bit earlier.
Creature in the Well just dropped on there.
Did it?
Day one.
That's a good game.
Isn't there Blair Witch on there too?
Blair Witch is on there.
Blair Witch.
Yeah. That game's trash.
Some people,
I've heard bad things.
I've heard also really good
I've
things.
heard the
as well.
story's awesome, but it's buggy as shit. And these are the guys that did Layers of Fear, so I'm kind of confused why it's buggy.
The main thing I've heard is that it's not scary, and I wanted to play it to be scared, but I've heard it's just one of those games where it kind of like boxes up the scares so much that it's just big chunks of walking around in the woods.
Did that drop on
It's boring. It's just like it's a boring game to watch. It's a boring game to play. I don't think it's very good from what I've seen. Doesn't look very good. I watched about 5 hours of almost the whole game.
But if you have Game Pass, you could check it out. If you don't like it, you can pay for it.
You know, yeah, I'm gonna install it just because it's free. Screw it.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll watch Dreamcast guy play, but I'll enjoy watching that. But I just think the game's bad. But I enjoy other people playing it. It seemed okay, but it just seemed trash. Like it was so bad it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those games. It's
Well, I
like,
know
man, this game's
Rule of
trash.
2 Rob said it was he was enjoying it. He actually played through pretty quickly.
It's probably not that long from what I'm hearing. So
5-6 hours.
Yeah, it's not very long.
the 8th arc says, I really am a fan of what you do, but you need to accept that everyone has a different opinion, comes from all over the world.
Yeah.
That's why they're
100%.
opinions.
See, that's what I'm saying. The E3 Direct was better. I know.
That's weird that they always say that everybody has an opinion and they just lie right after. That's so weird.
Dave Buford says, I'd like Saturday Night Slam Masters for Super Nintendo. All right. I think we can make arrangements with Nintendo to make that happen.
Send the email.
Nate's got the inside, man. Just message him afterwards. Message his Twitter. Send a message on Twitter.
Push it through.
Div Z says, hope Sega brings Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3 for Switch.
Oh, that'd be nice. Valkyria Chronicles 3 has never been localized, right? From what I understand. Valkyria Chronicles 3, there's no localization.
So, right? Yeah.
2, yes, but 3, no. So that'd be interesting.
Which one was the PSP game? Was that 2?
They're both PSP games.
They were both. All right.
Zaire Miller says, thoughts on the new Plants vs.
Who the hell's typing a book?
Sorry, I thought I muted my mic. I was trying to mute my mic.
Zaire Miller says, thoughts on the new Plants vs. Zombie game. I never got into the Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare stuff. I don't know if you guys did. I never got into it at the time.
No.
Generally, when I did a first person, I would always play Halo, so I didn't really play any of the Garden Warfare stuff. I did see that it dropped, right? Like came out, but it's still, man, it's always tied to EA, and I'm always like,
yeah, that's the thing with me is like EA is always on.
Maybe I will check it out because
I just don't play shooters that aren't like shooters. You know, like
that's my problem. man.
Yep.
like that's why I don't play
Borderlands about to drop.
Splatoon. That's why I don't play Splatoon. And I know why I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. I just don't. It's not for me.
I don't really play.
Do you have to play it with the gyro controls?
You can turn it off. You can actually turn it off so it won't even pick it up.
I hated that. When I played it one time, I was like, "Oh, this is disgusting. Why is
So
this?"
what's funny is the best players use it, and they're insane.
Why?
The fact
Because if you control it well enough, you can flick shot
It's
in
close
ways
enough.
that
It's
blow your
close
mind.
enough to a mouse. Like it's as close to a mouse as you get on a console.
The best
It
players
just feels
usually
weird to me.
you don't have to. I mean, I play Splatoon all the time on my channel. I stream it. We stream it at least three or four times a week.
But beyond that, I just can't like.
And it's a great
I need a
multiplayer game.
shooter to shooting things.
If you played it more, I guarantee you, if you actually gave it another shot on Switch, you would.
I'm sure I would like it, but it's
Get on Halo.
I could
Jordan.
play Halo. Yeah, I could play Halo. I could play Gears.
I never see
could
you on
play...
Halo. What's that?
We're not
about?
even friends on Xbox. You don't even know if I'm on it or not.
What's that about?
We need to fix that. When's Halo Reach dropping, man? I want to get in some
You
Reach.
can't. You afraid of Halo 3? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, definitely not. I'll play Halo 3. I just want
I
to
think
reach out
Sean
already.
just ran away to get food.
Yeah, I'm starving, man.
We only have a few more super chat here. Video Punk says possible for Fatal Frame collection for Switch.
Dude, I would love that. I replayed the first game randomly the other week. The first game is terrifying. Like, they don't even have to polish it up. Just drop it and people would buy it.
Brad says, "Oh, where's my Mario Sunshine 2 cross with Knuckles?"
In hell where it belongs.
Oh my.
Jesus.
Damn.
Cameron Foley says, "I bought a second Switch Pro controller to keep boxed for the future because I wish I did so with N64 GameCube controllers. But do you guys think it won't store as easily because of the battery inside of it?" No, I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. I mean, as long as it's not in like a place that's like 100 some odd degrees, like 120 degrees or something, I think it'll be fine being stored. Ethan R says literally no one lives in Rhode Island.
I mean,
that's not true.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen anyone from Rhode Island?
I've never even been to Rhode Island, so I don't know.
I watched
It might
Family
actually
Guy.
exist.
Family Guy takes place there, so I assume the state is real.
Yes, in a fictional city.
Wicked.
You get
face.
food, Sean?
Quahog.
Yeah, I needed some ham.
What?
Is that the honey ham you bought earlier this week with your grandmother? No, your grandmother wasn't there. You just bought the honey ham on your own the day you left the house twice.
Yeah, no, I had to go get more ham.
Ham is good.
But it is honey
In
ham.
the quantities he's eating it, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Wait, can you hold up to the camera? I want to see it. Is it good?
It's in my mouth.
Oh, you ate it. Oh, you ate it all that fast?
I only got like 2 slices.
just like-
You only got a handful of ham? Just a handful of ham?
yeah.
DPX Solo, no message. Thanks, DPX Solo. I believe that is. And then Ethan R says Sean showed his crack on the Hey J podcast.
It was an accident, but it did happen.
Demonetized. That's how you get banned off Twitch, man.
Exactly. If someone could just send me that screenshot for no reason, that'd be cool.
You're talking about Sean's ass a lot this SpawnCast.
I mean,
Stuff coming out of it. Yeah.
not wrong.
Is it a hint?
That's it's gonna do it for the SpawnCast, though. Thanks everyone for joining us. Let me go around here. Sean, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on RGT85. We uploaded a longish, like 13-minute video on NBA 2K20 for the Nintendo Switch today. So make sure you check that out. As far as what's coming out this week, I don't even know, man. I'm sure it'll be some crazy stuff. I'm going to start working on that wrestling channel.
Oh,
Tables, Ladders, and Sean. I mean, we got NXT debuting soon. We've got on USA, we got AEW starting their TV show. So there'll be plenty to talk about. So yeah, that'll be cool.
That'd be awesome. Cool. Yeah, let me know about that. I can be the person on there who knows nothing about what's going on, but still try to give my opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
And let me go over to Max. Where can they find you, man?
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. I actually have a big week ahead. I'm doing like a documentary. I've been working on this for a while, but I'm doing like a documentary about the Dreamcast on Monday. You might see some familiar faces. I'm still trying to put the last of it together, but I want to look back. It's been 20 years since it came out in America. Of course, we're doing a big Borderlands 3 review and hopefully some Tokyo Game Show. So packed week.
Okay, cool. And then OJ, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, if I'm right here on YouTube, I'm going to be doing a ton of streaming this upcoming week. We got a lot of cool Super Smash Brothers, and also more stuff, Tokyo Game Show. So we're going to be covering that a lot on the channel. So if you like streams, you like interaction, I answer a lot of questions and all that. And I will be doing a Astral Chain review. I should be finished up with my Astral Chain review, and also a big final Fire Emblem discussion / review too as well. I got all the footage ready for that, put it together. Just gotta let it go live. So yeah, check out the channel if you guys are into Nintendo and RPGs and Japanese nerd stuff, anime, all that. I got there. Cool.
What about Jordan?
Well, there's 3 different places on YouTube you can find me, but I won't promote the other ones like this. I just want to promote the gaming one since it's a gaming podcast. So I have a gaming channel, or game related. It's called Good Morning Dork. I'm going to have a review or talk about Gears either tomorrow or Monday after I've gotten some time in with the multiplayer, because I'm literally at the end of the campaign right now. I've done a Catherine full body unboxing because I forgot I pre-ordered that and that showed up in the mail.
I forgot that game was out.
I got Spyro that day in the mail. It's like, here's Catherine Collector's Edition. I'm like,
I need to go get that game. I forgot about
that. And then yeah, I'm just gonna do a lot of game related stuff on there almost daily. My main channel is just all Pokemon daily, and then I have the movie channel, which is where I talk about movies. And maybe there's a certain beverage and certain type of film show coming back soon that Sean's a big fan of.
The Bubbly?
The Bubbly, right? That show. Yeah.
Best part of waking up is Jordan in your cup.
And then
that's how you go to jail.
And then Nate, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at DirectFeedGames. There's a link to my YouTube channel in my Twitter description, where I don't know what content I'll be having in the upcoming week, but right now you can find gameplay of River City Girls, which is awesome and people should buy it. It's on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And next week there'll just be, I don't know, some gameplay of whatever's releasing next week. I think there's a Star Wars pinball game or something.
Oh, good. All right.
Only the biggest hits.
Yeah, Nate's got those. He has those niche titles on lock, man. He's got them. So.
Yeah, I got the stuff no one else wants to cover.
See? There you go. And then Evan.
Oh, yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Kimmerix Project. I've been talking in chat a little bit. I think we have the links below as well. This week, so Spawn 300 came out, one of the big issues, and I got a blank cover for it, so I'm probably going to stream doing some artwork on the cover this week, and I got a couple other things I got to do. So just follow my Twitter, and I'll bring it up there.
Okay, that'll work. Cool. I think that's everything, though. Thanks to everyone for stopping by, and we'll see you next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see you guys then.
Lovely.